Oh, ASTS, let me throw that up here because I was pretty confident on that. I'm liking these. So it's 926. Red, look at this ASTS. How does this not go to 54 by tomorrow?
And I'm looking at it. Looks like it's ready to explode.
I mean, it might go to 54 within the first minute. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah, look at how constructive that is too.
There goes ASTS. That was cool. I gotta tell you, I think ASTS might go to like $58. I actually like the UMAC chart better, and I also like the connection to the Trump administration better on UMAC than RCAT. There's weight behind how serious they are in wanting these sectors to succeed. They have government support. So that's where 1 + 1 = 3. All right, it's that hidden factor there that's not in the quantitative math, which is why I think a stock like UMAC today could break that 10 psychological resistance and head to 1078. That's my target. I think UMAC can hit 1078 today. In fact, you know what? I'm doubling up UMAC right now. I just doubled up.
I'm writing down all these levels. 1078 target.
I just doubled up. That's the story trading differentiator, right? We're not just looking at the technicals and waiting for technical breaks. We're anticipating what the stock will do at key technical levels based on other factors, based on catalysts and sentiment and fundamentals. And I'm anticipating we will break the $10 psychological resistance and head to the 1078 resistance today on UMAC, and that's why I just doubled up at the high, at the pre-market high base. I would say, actually, I would go 1250 if it breaks 11. So, BMNR, I did manage to slip in here at, this is Tom Lee joining the board. This is going to be like a MSTR. It's like a MicroStrategy for Ethereum. But anyway, I'm back in at 1152 on smaller size actually, but I'm up like $1,000 on it right now. All right, yeah, my first agenda item here is BMNR. Let's see if it does a 500 to 1,000% day. Definitely possible. I actually like the UMAC chart better, and I also like the connection to the Trump administration better on UMAC than RCAT. There's weight behind how serious they are in wanting these sectors to succeed. They have government support. So that's where 1 + 1 = 3. All right, it's that hidden factor there that's not in the quantitative math, which is why I think a stock like UMAC today could break that 10 psychological resistance and head to 1078. That's my target. I think UMAC can hit 1078 today. In fact, you know what? I'm doubling up UMAC right now. I just doubled up.
I'm writing down all these levels. 1078 target.
I just doubled up. That's the story trading differentiator, right? We're not just looking at the technicals and waiting for technical breaks. We're anticipating what the stock will do at key technical levels based on other factors, based on catalysts and sentiment and fundamentals. And I'm anticipating we will break the $10 psychological resistance and head to the 1078 resistance today on UMAC, and that's why I just doubled up at the high, at the pre-market high base. I would say, actually, I would go 1250 if it breaks 11. Oh, ASTS, let me throw that up here because I was pretty confident on that. I'm liking these. So it's 926. Red, look at this ASTS. How does this not go to 54 by tomorrow?
and I'm looking at it. Looks like it's ready to explode.
I mean, it might go to 54 within the first minute. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah, look how constructive that is too.
There goes ASTS. Ooh, that was cool. I gotta tell you, I think ASTS might go to like $58. I actually like the UMAC chart better, and I also like the connection to the Trump administration better on UMAC than RCAT. There's weight behind how serious they are in wanting these sectors to succeed. They have government support. So that's where 1 + 1 = 3. All right, it's that hidden factor there that's not in the quantitative math, which is why I think a stock like UMAC today could break that 10 psychological resistance and hit to 1078. That's my target. I think UMAC can hit 1078 today. In fact, you know what? I'm doubling up UMAC right now. I just doubled up.
I'm writing down all these levels. 1078 target.
I just doubled up. That's the story trading differentiator, right? We're not just looking at the technicals and waiting for technical breaks. We're anticipating what the stock will do at key technical levels based on other factors, based on catalysts and sentiment and fundamentals. And I'm anticipating we will break the $10 psychological resistance and head to the 1078 resistance today on UMAC, and that's why I just doubled up at the high, at the pre-market high base. I would say, actually, I would go 1250 if it breaks 11. Good morning, folks. It is going to be an epic show, a long show. Get comfortable, sit down, grab a drink. We're going to be here till 12 p.m., 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. All right, we'll start with pre-market prep. We go into live trading. Maybe we'll have some special guests from our community joining us as well between 9 and 12. And then at 11 a.m., right? Or 11:30?
11 a.m., correct.
At 11 a.m., we have an interview with SNES CEO. So get comfortable. Maybe I can talk a little bit slower than usual, too, because I got time with you guys. All right, we'll see. Now, yesterday was terrible. It was no sugarcoating it. It was my worst day in a long time, okay? Percentage-wise, it was like a top 5 worst day. But for this year, 2025, I was down 6% yesterday. Not going to sugarcoat it. And it was the worst day of the entire year for me by percentage and by dollar value and by everything else, every other metric. Okay. And one of the reasons was overweight position in BTBT, which I've been talking about since Friday, that it was a mistake and I shouldn't be so overweight. And I was looking to scale down from basically a 25% position, which is about 22% common shares and 3% call options. I was looking to go to 10% common shares and 1% call options. I just didn't do it. I was looking for better prices. You know, that's when you over allocate, you shouldn't look for a better exit. You just recognize your over allocation and you rip it off like a band-aid, even if it's at bad prices. That's one lesson I've learned in my life. So, but in any case, it wasn't just because of BTBT. Yesterday was a very concerning day from a macro perspective that was not reflected in QQQ SPY IWM. You can't really see what's going on. Okay, just looks like a normal day on these candles. But underneath the surface, all of the hot stocks that have been exploding. Look, we've been up 15% per week on average over the past 5 weeks, except for 1 week where we're down 2%. The other 4 weeks average 15% a week. It's been an epic 5 weeks for us. Okay. And a lot of that is because we've been riding the wave on rare earths and on drones and on nuclear. Actually, I did only a little bit of nuclear, actually missed most of the nuclear. But you can see all of these sectors yesterday flashed huge warning signs. Look at these bearish engulfing red candles everywhere with a blow off top all over the place and leaders. Okay. You had an OCLO, you had an RCAT. Okay. Well, RCAT was not a blow off top, but there were a lot. UMAC over there, you can see all these bearish engulfings candles. Let me just look at BNMR and SBET in the another blow off top. Hold on, I have better examples I want to share with you too. Oh yeah, MP and TMC, the metals corp. There you go. All right, bearish engulfing, blow off top, possibly an MC. Same with the metals corp. All over the place, we saw this price action. And with August seasonality coming, August 1st, 2 of the last 3 years, there's been a big sell-off in August, and it started exactly on August 1st. Okay, I'm not a big, but this year also happens to line up with FOMC next Wednesday, right before August 1st, and then August 1st, I think it's 2 days later when the tariffs start. Rhett, by the way, I didn't get a chance. What did Powell say this morning, 8:30? Any highlights from that?
I was stuck in traffic, so I did not catch that.
If anyone knows, throw it in the comments. I didn't have a chance to look at that. By the way, my routine changed a little bit this morning. We'll see. We'll see if I do this new routine. But I woke up at 3:57 a.m. this morning to write the morning note. Usually I write about half the morning note the night before and the other half in the morning, and it's run me down. I've gotten totally exhausted. We'll see if I can still deliver quality product by only writing it in the morning. All right. Well, hopefully I can. But I got into my bed at like 8:30 p.m. last night. Probably didn't fall asleep till like 10:30, but better than the 12:30 I usually do. So we'll see. All right. Because, I get a lot of insights by just scrolling through X for hours at night. And that gives me a lot of insights on sentiment and the top catalysts and everything. So in any case, I delivered that week morning notes, everyone, at like 5:40 a.m. this morning with all of this macro discussion. We downgraded from a green signal to a yellow alert at the macro level because of this August 1st approach and because of the price action yesterday primarily. All right, that was concerning price action yesterday. Again, not showing up at the index level, but it's a warning sign that it could. All right, this could be the last hurrah here. Until before correction in August. I'm hedging a little bit with gold call options, which I called out in the community yesterday. See, we're up $1 this morning. Look at the RSI, looking great. All right, not overbought yet. Directionally turning up, going towards that 70 line. And look at the daily chart with an RSI like this. I think you can project a good possibility of new all-time highs. That's only another $3 from here on the RSI like that. And there's been some chatter about and pressure for Powell to resign. And if that happens, you can see gold explode to new all-time highs. The exact logic for that, I can go through what people may be thinking, but it's more about watching and observing the price action. Every time there's been a headline that Powell might resign or is being pressured to be fired, you saw gold explode. And when they pulled those headlines back or they softened them, then gold went back down. All right. So there's a clear correlation. I think people are afraid of long-term inflation if someone comes in and starts cutting interest rates prematurely or something. So I got a gold hedge yesterday because of that poor price action. And it seems to be working so far this morning. Okay. Let's go into some of our top picks. Look, our community on Discord. Let me show you this. Let me pull up our Discord and I'll give you a peek on air. Actually, you know what? I like the search function on the mobile version of Discord better than the desktop. Right? Maybe you can help me out. Like, I want to search for air, but like only in the VIP trading lounge. How do I do that? Because this search.
So hit search.
Yeah.
You can just go to the search, and then pretty much you can do the advanced function. So Wait, hold on.
In channel, as I said, in channel. But then what do I tell you? Does it populate it? Okay, in
Yeah,
VIP trading chat, it's so much easier on
there
mobile.
you go. Then type air.
Okay, here we go. All right. So air, this has been a big winner for our community already this morning. All right. Let me go to, here we go. We got in at about, I got in at 1658, alerted. A lot of people got in before 17 with me. Gave us 1741 to 1876 target. Okay. Let me just go in here and see. Here we go. In some air on this 7:34 a.m. All right. We gave the alert on air. And let me just see here. What price was it at 7:34 a.m.? Ooh, it was early, guys. At 7:34 a.m., we're about 1670. Okay. And a minute later, no, 6 minutes later at 7:42, I gave a price target of 1741 to 1876. I love it when I get it right. All right. And then let's go over here and take a look at the chart on air this morning. 1874. All right, hit that first target of 1741. I sold half my shares as we approached that 1876 target. Hoping for a pullback. We might not get it. So this is one of my larger positions in my retirement account already coming into today. I did not have a trade position. Added the trade position again. Sold half as we approached that secondary target. They had news this morning that their AI product is accelerating. You can go read it if you like. But it's unequivocally good news. Now, we knew this was coming, which is why it was one of my larger positions in my retirement account, but I didn't know when it was coming, so I couldn't really have a trade position in it. So now look where we're at. We're at 1850. Where did I even get that 1876 from? Must have been this candle. There you go. Right? That was easy. So you see up here, we have resistance levels. The other candles, 20, 2144. If you go to the weekly, you have the 200-week moving average at 1937. Now, I don't know what it's going to do at the open. I'm hoping for a pullback. Yesterday was a first sign that funds, institutions, I don't know who it is, there are entities out there that are selling the news really hard right now, okay? Maybe they're going to do that. I don't know. Or maybe we just keep on going because the short position is pretty big, and maybe the shorts are going to see this as an inflection point catalyst, okay? Let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Give me two examples. ONDS had inflection point news yesterday. Okay, inflection point news yesterday. You can go look up the news and look at this, how it collapsed. Right, one of these blow off top situations. Another one, even bigger inflection point news in my opinion. MOB, and look at that candle. I mean, this stuff was happening everywhere yesterday. So it's possible that program is in place now, and the hedge funds have talked to each other. And they said, you know what? It's time to sell the news on all of these momentum stocks. Maybe that's happening. Okay. So maybe this sells off and gives us another entry opportunity. Air is going to be definitely at the top of our list for intraday trading opportunities. I am keeping half in case we just get a continued short squeeze and we go, continually to all these levels, 20, 21, 44. All right. 200-week moving average, 1928. Now, a note I want to add here, which I said in the Discord, I put a lot of cautionary warnings out in this warning note. I said, let's go 50% cash. All right, we can't be in speculative names anymore. But that's not going to stop me. I'm going to look at the news feed with a lot of excitement each morning, looking for opportunities. A lot of anticipation each morning, looking for opportunities. And I know what I'm looking for. By the way, in fact, a minute before this news item came out, I often say to myself every morning, where's the air news? Where's the air news? Right. And just by coincidence, it was like 7:29. And I said, hold on. I was doing something with my son. I was helping him get ready in the morning. I'm like, wait a second. It's 7:29. Let me go to my phone. Maybe the air news is going to come out right now. And lo and behold, I pick up my phone and I was like, what? I just thought about it. There it is. All right. Okay. So my point is this. When there's inflection point news, I'm not going to be scared of market conditions. My first and only so far 7-figure trade happened right here. You can see it on air from July 2021 to October 2021. I put 100,000 in this at $2.50, and I didn't sell a single share until at 25, and I sold everything then. I made a 10-bagger, made $1 million bucks, actually more, because 100,000 times 10, that's 900,000 bucks. I made over $1 million profit because I had some call options, and also I had some in another account. So it was a 10 bagger. There was more than a 10 bagger. Okay, it was more than a 10 bagger there from 250 to 25. And when did it happen? In the seasonally weak period of July through October. Okay, there was a pullback in markets in September that year, but Air did not care. Look what it did. Went up like whatever, went up like 60, 70% in September, maybe more, something like that. All right. So even though there's seasonality, even though the market might be a little, difficult right now or whatever it is, a little riskier, I'm going to jump on inflection catalysts. And I also saw an inflection re-rate catalyst in THC this morning. Gilt, maybe. I don't know. Gilt's been acting weird. Meaning, it's good, but like honestly, I got to research Gilt more because these headlines are freaking crazy. Let me show you these headlines on Gilt. Let's go over to Benzinga Pro over here. Okay. And we'll pull up GILT and we'll look at the news. Okay. Before this morning's $60 million deal, we had 7 million July 16th, 22 million July 9th, 27 million June 10th, 40 million June 3rd, 25 million May 27th. All right, 15, 11, 23. This is the biggest one, 60 million. Okay. And it's Gilat. They do stuff with satellites in space. I don't know. I had to jump on that because that was their biggest order yet. And it's like a momentum doesn't stop. And then you get your biggest order yet. I figured it was a good bet. I jumped in at 835. Okay. I'm hoping, again, this is a little bit speculative on my part. I haven't done the due diligence on the fundamentals on this, but I'm hoping 60 million will be seen as some sort of fundamental inflection point for the company. But a target of $9.16 possible, $9.16 possible on Gilat today. But I'll tell you, what happened to my Discord? Oh, there it is. Wait, hold on, let me move my Discord here. Okay. Gotta always have the Discord window open because we have a great collaborative community. And when I'm doing the show here, others pick up for me and they post like bangers in the chat room. It's really crazy. But in any case, THC. Let me look at the news channel in our Discord and let me get the THC information. It was crazy this morning. Here we go. THC 402, $4.02, beats 287 for Q2. Sales 5.27 billion, beats 516. And it sounds great, but that's in the past. How about their guidance? Their guidance, they raised full year 2025 adjusted EBITDA guidance to about $16 from $12 or whatever. $12, right? It's huge. I did the math on that. And also they increased their share repurchase program by $1.5 billion. Okay. 1.5 billion on a 16 billion market cap, pretty significant. So you know what I like to do when earnings season comes, I like to take the guidance, not the quarter that just happened, but the guidance, and I look at the magnitude of the beat versus estimate. I take that percentage, that magnitude, meaning what percent they beat by, and then you take that percent they beat by, and apply it to yesterday's close of 174. I did the math on this one, and it comes to $216. Now, coincidentally or not, the all-time high is $210. Okay, that's great. Things are triangulating. And then I also look at and read through the press release to make sure that the sentiment's working too. You got to have good sentiment and good commentary in order for things like this to work. And it looked like it was good. I didn't see it. I'm not an expert in this stock at all. So, but at a superficial level, skim through it, look good. So I want to propose to you, there's a chance today that THC in one day re-rates to $210. All right. It's up to $184.5 right now, up 5%. So a chance that we re-rate to $210 today. Okay. Might take a couple days too. It doesn't always work. Okay. But it usually does. And when it doesn't work is when the stock has had a huge run up into the earnings report. This has been a run up. Has been kind of big, but it didn't like surge the last minute, meaning it's been at the steady state for a while. Okay. So this area in the 170s is like the market efficient price for the stock. That's what people think the stock's worth. And then you get the surprise upside by 22% or whatever it is. So you can have that, rapid re-rating to 210. Now,
if this had surged in the final day, and it going up like to 185 or something like that, then I might have discounted that close and went to the prior day close and done the math on that to say, okay, maybe there was a leak, so we can't count that. We can't count that last candle. It already partially re-rated because of high anticipation or a leak, right? In this case, it's relatively stable over last week, and so I think this thesis is credible. Okay, I think this thesis is credible, and THC could see $210 rather quickly. Okay, might fail. That's why you manage your risk and you mind your allocations. All right, if you're doing this with like call options or something, I got a bunch of common shares this morning. I shared all my purchases in the Discord. If you want to do it with call options, it might work. Might pay really good. Maybe look at the $200 call options this week or something, which closed like around $1.50 yesterday, I think. But I'd keep it very small because I might be wrong, might fail, and you might lose all your money. Okay. All right. Well, look at this air looking superb. Oh my. Okay. It's 9:20. All right. So these are three stocks that, looking at the news feed this morning, I think were the best news feed items coming through. That's why I go through I look at every single one. I have a fire hose on. All right. And I go through every single one. I look for companies I already know. I tend to skip over companies I don't know. All right. I also consider large companies like THC, even if I don't know them well, okay, because they tend to act more predictably to earnings. If you take like some small company you don't know well and you try to interpret a good press release, you can get screwed a lot, okay, because there's skeletons in the closet, there's bad cap structures, there's things like that. Look at this. Look at air. What was the next target on air? The next target is the 200-week moving average at 1937. Okay, 1937 is the next target. Man, they might shake me out of all my shares before the market opens, right? I already sold the second target. It's now approaching the third target. I didn't sell any at the first target, like 1747 or whatever that is. I sold half at the second target. I'm going to sell another third at the third target, I guess. The third target here again is 1937. I'm not going to do it exactly at 1937. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to put it exactly because I don't want you guys to front run me, even though it's a small amount. Okay, got a small amount of shares here at this point.
And then look at KSS. Howling Wolf is telling us to check that out.
Is that calls? I think it's calls, right?
Yeah, that is calls, correct.
Yeah, I don't know calls well. Let me see if there's news on calls Thursday. I don't see news on calls. Is there a rumor on calls? Let me just see if there's a Benzinga Pro, Benzinga Wire on calls. KSS, Tuesday, July 22nd. Okay, watching calls shares spiking higher on social media mentions of the stock. Okay, I have to be honest with you. I don't love trading stocks that are just for random reasons, are being pushed on social media. It's not random. It's like some influencer somewhere has an agenda. They're pushing it. They're pumping it, right? I don't love that kind of stuff. I usually avoid it, and I'll miss opportunities. Like that's why I missed most of Open. All right, got some of it. I made $5,000 last week on Friday on Open because I thought, that late Friday afternoon, Friday after hours, because people anticipating a big Sunday night, like that was obvious. Right? So I did that, but I'm not gonna like chase Open because all of the world on FinTwit's trying to pump Open at the same time. Like, okay, if I'm gonna look, I don't have time. Sorry to dig further into calls. I'm just trying. I have to triage. Okay, so when I say KSS has no news, I'm going to assume it's some sort of social media pump, and I don't want to be involved with that. I need real news that's like a fundamental inflection point or something like that. That's what I like to do. That's why we have up here air, gilt, and THC at the top of the list. Now, I gotta tell you, I don't know. I did not sell MOB. MOB was a failed trade yesterday. Really surprised that we had this kind of candle on what I view as a fundamental inflection point news for the company, and I couldn't bring myself to sell it. So I'm still holding this, hoping for a rebound today. Now, who knows? You may get to this 20 DMA. You also have candle support at 350, so hopefully we're at support. Okay, but let's see if we can get a rebound and if the market identifies this as fundamental inflection point news. It happens. It happens from time to time where you don't go up on day one and you go up on day two. So I'm going to keep MOB in my account today. I got to jump in and talk about SNES Tech. Wow, look at Air just keep going. Oh, okay. So SNES Tech has been a huge winner for our community. I mean, we're loading up here below 2, went to 543, pulled back. Earnings are soon. We'll find out exactly when. It says it's the first or second week of August. So we're interviewing the CEO today at 11 a.m. Now, when we scheduled the interview, after the interview is scheduled and after I notified our community, I added some of my trade account. All right. I didn't want to have an edge over anyone in terms of buying it. When I knew the interview was, first I let everyone know, and then I bought some shares. Why? Because this CEO has wowed our community and X every single time we've interviewed him. The stock has exploded either during the interview or right after. And the trend is your friend. Might be a little different this time because they told us ahead of time that we can't really reveal much because earnings are coming up soon. All right. So I have to be careful what they say. But that being said, we can read into things. They can drop hints. They can reiterate stuff in the past. And by reiterating things in the past, it might bring people back into the trade. So they position for the earnings report. So I'm thinking there's an opportunity. We can break back above the 20 TMA, which is at 470 here on Synestic. So watch for that interview at 11 a.m. It's always a banger. He always has crazy things to say. And if we have a chance, we'll give you more of a preview on what the company is about, since we have a lot of new members. Our Discord's growing by 30% here over the past month or so. So maybe some of you are not familiar with SNES Tech. We'll try to give you a better rundown before the interview so you have a little bit of context going in. Oh my gosh. It missed my... I don't want to say it. Yeah, it was crazy. Earlier this morning, I had a sell order for half my shares at 18.50, and I hit 18.46, missed it by 4 cents. But then on the second time, I was able to get it. Okay, I don't want to tell you where my sell order is right now, but we're very close to that third target. This is the third target of the pre-market. It's like all kind of bang. Oh, someone who loves air is calling me right now. I'm not going to pick up. It's gonna be like, Ben, how come you're not picking up? I gotta talk to you about air, my baby. Oh, gosh. Sorry, I can't take my eyes off of air here. Okay, up 17%. Finally get a winner for the community after a tough day yesterday. Okay. So it's 9:26. Like, we got to pick our top picks for the day. I got some MSauce. I got some gold calls. I told you about that. So I like gold. So let's throw gold up here into the top 5 mix. PBI is looking great for earnings, but not necessarily for today. Just collect your shares for the earnings report. And BTBT, where we lost a lot of money yesterday. Let's see if we make that. It's not going to be a tough. All right. It's going to be air, THC. Actually, I'm going to put THC now ahead of air because air has already moved up big, but I'm going to look at trading opportunities in air. Okay. Gilt, gold, and you know what I want to throw up here? Pew. All right. Pew has come down a long way, and I think it might be ready for a comeback with a press release from the company this morning. Some noise on social media. Oh, guess what? It hit my limit order. Okay, so I sold another 1/3. I'm like, I don't have shares left at this point, to be honest with you. Because it hit that 200-week moving average of 1937. All right, so the 200-week moving average of 1937 has been hit. Man, these shorts are panicking here in pre-market. So already made $4,000 realized on air here this morning. I tell you, it's tempting to sell the rest right here. Make $6,000, $6,500. All right, we're at $6,500 here, $6,700 for the day on air already. And it's tempting to just sell the rest right here and see if we can get a re-entry. Yosef, it's I don't think you can buy call options at the open on the air at this point at up 20%. But gosh, that's insane. Should I sell the rest right now, Rhett, and hope for a pullback?
On air?
Wait.
Jeez.
Anyway, the gold calls are working. I want to see if I can buy some call options in THC. That's I think is one way to. All right, at the open here. So THC buy to open calls. I want to pretend to be like our top options trader Yosef, which I was hoping he'd join us, but what the hell's happening? It's not working. 929. What's come on Fidelity? Options trades, THC, buy to open, calls expiring. Oh, they don't have calls expiring this week? Oh,
It's August 15th.
that might even be better. That's
Not bad.
that might be even
Spread.
better. Actually, that makes me even more comfortable buying some call options, actually. So let's see. I don't know where these things are going to open at. And let me see. I'm thinking of getting the $200 call options.
All right, market opens 2, 1. We're open.
All right, let me see if I can. Did I get filled? I may have gotten filled already on $200 calls, and I can average down. No, I didn't get filled yet. Did I get filled yet?
Spread is massive.
Oh, I got filled at 88 cents. All right, so I got THC calls at 88 cents. Oh, look at Air. I don't know. I think I got to sell my final shares here and look for a pullback. You know what? I have a very large position in my retirement account, as we've been advising people about. So I'm selling the last of my Air here. All right, just sold the last of my Air for the day trade account. 2144 might be the next target. It did a break. Yeah, 2144 might be that target. But come on, give me a pullback. All right, up 25%. Give me a pullback. I'm gonna have to throw SNES, and there was good news on Beyond that I don't have time to talk about now. Oh, I did buy some call options on Sentinel-1 in case this Pan-W thing works out. Some lottos. Look, okay, look at it go. Look at this, up 27. Oh, this is going to be good for my retirement account. So 2144, that's your target at this point. So I sold a little prematurely. So big winner for community today. It's just I had a terrible day yesterday, so I wanted to take the gains. I wanted to take the gains on Air. Wait, why can't? How come it's not showing my? Wait a second. Ew, did I accidentally sell Air in my retirement account when I sold those 1,000 shares? Oops, hold on. No. I did sell it here. It's just not reflected yet on Fidelity for some reason. Wait, why is it partially filled? What the hell is going on here? Oh, wait a second. I might have gotten lucky. I might have gotten lucky with Air to sell my final 1,000 shares like $1 ago, and it's telling me partially filled. Why is it saying partially filled? I don't know what's going on. It's still saying partially filled. All right, we'll have to see. So Gilt is doing well here. There's gold call options working. Beyond ripping on that news yesterday. This is a top pick in a morning note this morning. I gave a target of 1125 for the next level. And then I gave a much higher target, I think of 15. 14 was it? I think I gave 14 or 15 on Beyond, but I didn't play it. I played it a little bit yesterday. I just can't be everywhere. Come on. Okay, Air filled at 2101. Okay, my final sale went through at 2101. Okay, fine. So, okay, THC. I want to buy the dip here. So wait a second. So $8,000 profit on Air today. Okay, it's gonna help. I lost a lot more than that yesterday, but I think it's time to look at maybe buying more THC call options, maybe a lower strike this time. So let's go to options, THC, and maybe I'm going to go, let's see how much the 185 is. No, big spread, very expensive. 190, 255 by 47. Oh, it's already moving. Shoot. 195 is not bad. Let me try to get a bunch of these 195s. There's a big spread. Let me try to get it at 2. See if that works. No, oh, no, it's moving now. Now it's moving. Should have moved faster. Jeez. Should have gotten that dip. Okay, filled at 245. So now I have $195 strike at 245. Should have bought down here on the dip. Maybe we'll have more dip opportunities. All out air at this point. We'll look for pullbacks. We'll hope that Pan W rumor is true on Sentinel. MOB has been really disappointing. Beyond pullback, I'm not going to play it. If you want, take a look at the news. And BTBT is killing me again. BTBT has the potential to go to the bottom of this candle, 312, 20 DMA at 307 to 312 is possible. But if you look at the 30-minute candles, it's right at support right now. How did I know that? Yeah. I said but before I saw it. Okay, 325. So this might be the support right here. I'm just going to hold my breath now. I don't, I'm overweight, but I can't sell. I can't sell at these levels. I just can't bring myself to sell at these levels. The valuation is really good on this one. I verified everything independently, although ETH coming down is a problem, but I verified everything independently with Grok to verify what the Godfather has been saying. DJT was a big winner for us yesterday, continues to move today. Target is at the 50 DMA 2071, but I did sell all out yesterday on that. Unfi, a little bit of a move. Got rid of my short-term shares though. OPTT, I don't know what the catalyst is for that. Earnings are Thursday after the close, but OPTT has bucked the market trend in the drone sector and had a great day, great after hours. I think ASTS is done, by the way, for now. I would not try day trading this. I would not try buying the dips on ASTS at this point, in my opinion. It's a top 5 position, maybe a top 2 or 3 position in my retirement account. But the trading, I think the easy money is going on that one. Okay. BZAI, I might want to try that again today. So some really good inflection point news on BZAI recently. Some relative strength here right now. Did anyone find out what Powell said this morning? I still didn't look.
No, let me check it out.
Evolve had some news this morning, EVLV, which I put in the news channel of the Discord. You can take a look at that news. Okay. Man. All out air. Give us an opportunity, guys. Give us an opportunity for a re-entry. I cannot believe MOB. I just can't believe this. That was like the biggest contract ever yesterday. It's really frustrating, to say the least. And I got killed on BTBT and MOB yesterday, and it's continuing to hurt me. I didn't sell either of these, so we'll see if even that big return in air can make up for continued downside in BTBT and MOB. It might be difficult unless those turn around. I did pick up a little bit of BZAI here. Okay, not a lot. Picked up a little bit. Inflection point news. Bunch of analyst upgrades. Had a rough day yesterday, so it makes me hesitate taking a big position. and the flavor of the markets changed a little bit. You can see ASTS hitting low of day down 5%. I should have. I was thinking of shaving in my retirement account because I have so much ASTS now from a very low price. You know what? I'm just going to shave a little bit of ASTS off. Trade around the core in my retirement account just a tad. Okay. A little bit late. I should have done that yesterday when I told you guys that AHR is done. I mean, ASTS is done. Should have done it then. All right. Okay. Gilt, I'm not really making money on. It popped, but I didn't sell in 835. I really want to shift my attention. Oh, man, I hate this market right now. Like, if this was any other day, like, gilt should be on its way to the 19s. 9-point teens, not 19s, but I think I'm most excited at this point at these prices. Looking at the price action now, I think I'm most excited about, you know what? Let's call it THC and gold. THC and gold. Air is already played out for today, I think. I hope. In a way, I hope so I can get back and lower. But THC and gold, I don't like how the rest of these things are acting, and I maybe have too many call options in Sentinel-1, to be honest with you. PBI continues to perform. My biggest position overall, by the way. Below the fold here. No. Still seeing these sell-offs and these like ACHRs going down. I'm still seeing these sell-offs. So I'd like to be in this kind of flight to safety trade a little bit here with THC, gold, and PBI. I think you're seeing a rotation into kind of safer stuff and away from the hype. I think you're seeing that. I think that's continuing today. Looking at the ONDIS down 5%. So I have to take a loss on gilt. Unfortunately, I did that, even though that was crazy news. And maybe I'll end up, maybe that was me selling the bottom right now of the day. Very possible. But I just want to focus on the relative strength. And that relative strength right now, I
Market's
think,
not looking hot.
okay, so that relative strength right now, I think, is going to be in THC, gold, maybe PBI. Hopefully that market, a little comeback in MOB. Hopefully that market not looking hot will help air come back down a couple dollars so we can get in again and reload. We'll see if that happens. Let me see what my gold options are doing. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. Okay. I'm only up a little bit today. Even though I had that big air gain, it must be because I'm continuing to lose on BTBT and MOB. So let me check my gold options. Oh, I'm up big on gold options, up 32% today. It's now 1.4% of my account. I think that's enough. Even though I love this, I just love this chart. Gold's going at new highs. I think it's going to be by Monday. I like the contracts I have. Monday expiry, but I can't go more than 1.4%. You know, maybe I can add gold common shares or a levered ETF or something, or GDXU, which, by the way, was my top pick. My top picks on the Wolf Financial Spaces show last night were GDXU and Shiny. Shiny's a 3-time levered gold. That was my top pick yesterday. You can see how bullish I am gold right now. I got to do something. I think I got to do something more on gold. Okay, I'm going to get a little GDXU.
right here. Okay. I cannot get more gold call options just because allocation limits and risk management, but I'll get the GDXU. Here goes THC, please. And by the way, I got a big common share position THC in pre-market, which I'm now up on. My average is 183, finally in the green on that. I only have a 0.6% position in the call options. Those $200 calls I picked up at 88 cents, they're already up 100%, guys.
Jeez.
No. I'm sorry. Yes, they are. Those call options I picked up, I only picked up 10 of them. They're now up 100%. Oh my gosh. Should have picked up more, right? The 195s. I don't know. I can't do more, man. I have a lot of common shares already. I have a lot of common shares. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Let's see if we can get some more gold exposure. Sentinel One. I think I got too. What did I get on Sentinel One? Well, it's now a 0.3% position after the drop. Ooh. I put too much in it yesterday. They're down. My call options are down 35% and 85% since I got in. I got 20, 50, and 22 expiring this week. Looking for a buyout. Oops. Okay. A little too big on that. Man, this gold is looking good, man. Should I get shiny? Should I get more gold calls? Oh boy. How about SHNY? I mean, those were my top 2 picks of the week. It's just not enough liquidity in SHNY. I don't like them. You know what? Maybe.
What those got?
Maybe I can get to a higher strike on gold. Buy call expiry July 28th, 317, 316. I don't know. I don't want to go overweight. PBI is looking great. BZAI coming back. Oh, Sentinel One. What a mistake I made.
Here goes the market.
Going down?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So market going down. Let's see if that gives us an opportunity in air. And it might, gold might act as a hedge here. Man, a Sentinel. I'm losing on Sentinel. I made that mistake. Unbelievable. ONDS after this inflection point catalyst. Look, it's pulling back. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm hopeful air can drop a buck or two in this environment. Should I get more gold calls?
Those are 60.
No, this is, what should I do? What's 2 times levered gold ETF? You know?
What's Gush? Isn't that Gush? No.
I'm not like I'm acting too slow. Look at it, I'm just staring at gold and look at it go. Look at this go. They're like, this is not going to save me because it's only like 1% of my account. I think of July 25th. That's Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got July 25th, 316. I like that. Let me add some of these. All right. I'm going to add some July 25th, 316. So, and then maybe what I'll do is take some profits on the Monday ones. I'm up big on those. Dollars. 258. So basically, I'm rolling them up and because I don't want to pay big premium, bring the expiry one day forward. Okay, so let me sell a few of those ones that I'm up big on Monday.
What did I buy? How many of the other ones did I get? Gold. Okay, good. Whew. Barely green today. BTBT is destroying me. Jeez. And air did not give us a chance. Air did not give us a pullback chance here. I mean, what kind of pullback was that? That was nothing. 2150 to 2030. Shorts are getting destroyed.
Wow. It's freaking tanking.
Oops. Pew is not even working. I may have to sell Pew. I'm going to sell Pew. And I'm back to, now I'm at a loss for the day. Jeez. Don't have enough of what's working. I have too much of what's not working.
So those are, I'm done.
All right. I'm done with Pew.
That's been filled. There we go.
This BTBT is killing me, man. It's below this now line on the 30 minute. You got to watch 312 to 294 even. 312 to 294. Possible in BTBT. I just
Wow.
should have stuck with my allocations. Look at this. Air is not giving up, man. It's air and gold. That's what's working. That's what's working. I'm out of air, and I probably don't have enough gold. I'm hoping THC explodes still. But, oh, look at that gold. Oh, look at that gold, man. I think I got to get more. I think I'm gonna get more.
Ben, you see what I sent you?
No. Well, where?
On WhatsApp.
Let me check. Who's this? Who's that? Is that you?
Yeah.
Good job, man. Wow. Holy smokes. Brett just killed it on QQQ puts. What the hell just happened on QQQ? Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Brett, destroyer of QQQ. Good for you.
Oh my, I sold way too early. Holy.
Wow.
I locked in those contracts for 227%.
All right, well, let's see. Hopefully that means with Q dumping, maybe I'll get another reentry on air. Let's see.
All right, now we'll focus on other stuff.
Sorry,
guys, I don't like alerting 0 DTE because
yeah, no, you shouldn't.
You can't be degen with that stuff.
No. Yeah, nothing's working down here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is just a nightmare down here. Holy crap. And we're seeing more of those blow off tops. We just had one with OPTT now.
Well, this could be a really ugly day.
These blow off tops are continuing in risk assets that have exploded. Okay. I might have to get gold common shares here. I'm not gonna do the UVXY or I'm not gonna do it. You can go the 20 DMA young. It's just not. I don't really trade indices. I do trade gold though. I'm scheming what I could do with GLD. I'm scheming. What did I get? GDXU? Maybe I can get GDXU calls. Would that be cheating? Overexposure? I have enough gold. It's fine. I have enough gold. Okay, good. Air is dropping. But the market doing what it's doing, right? Let's see.
It's still tanking.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Is 20 enough? I don't know.
I'm going to wait and see.
20%.
My next level I have, oh my gosh, it's not even.
19, 20. Man, I went to yellow alert just on time for a morning note. Should have done red alert. Well, I did say top position of the day, cash. That was my top pick of the day, cash. Recommended a 50% allocation in cash in your trade accounts. in our morning note. Okay, QQQ. Can someone tell me finally what Pal said? I still
Oh, yeah,
don't know. What
hold on, let me look. Oh.
I mean, I imagine it's could be related. And Berna getting destroyed. I continue to get destroyed on Berna. I still own too much stuff, man. On this yellow alert, I should have listened to myself on more cash.
No, there's no mention. I think a rocket just went up.
Yes. Rocket?
Yeah, sounded like it.
Oh, right. You live near the rockets. I don't know that I would.
Didn't talk anything about. Holy moly, this is really selling.
If the market wasn't crashing like this, I would have gotten back in air here. But because it is, I'm not going to.
No, you got to be cautious.
Maybe 1875 at this point.
Wow, I thought I was doing good. I sold those calls.
Look at MOB. This is crazy. I kept all my MOB from yesterday. Kept the BTBT. I'm getting destroyed, man. That one air trade, not enough. THC's not even working right now.
I mean, Open already ran. Is it running again?
Did I get back in BZA II or did I sell it? What did I do?
No, Sean, if you're listening, don't try to force a trade on Open. It's a falling knife at the moment.
Oh shit! I'm in a lot of BZAI. I never sold it. Fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm getting destroyed on the
Oh,
mobile.
you know what I did not do yet?
Right.
I gotta look at this. It's gonna probably bring me down a little bit. Yeah, ouch.
What?
Tesla call. I was trying to swing some Tesla calls. I'm out. I gotta sell those.
Whoa! Look at this. Look at this. So it's a bloodbath.
Yeah, not good.
It's a bloodbath, and I'm still looking at relative strength here in air and GLD.
You know, one that was so obvious to me that I wanted to short, but I just couldn't do it. Is ASTS today?
Oh, I know. I called it yesterday, and I said I called the next level it's going to, as well.
Yeah, you said it was going down to 50 again. Look, it's almost there.
I know.
Down almost 9% today, but I mean,
I was thinking about it. I don't short, but I was thinking that other people must be thinking that they would short on because I've been such a ASTS bull. Like this is the first time I was like bearish on ASTS.
Well, and people were realizing because everyone thought that news yesterday with Verizon and everything was new, but that news was not new.
Yeah.
He just came out and was saying that. That was in I think it was like March of 24. I think.
Doesn't look like I did not have enough of air and gold to make up for this travesty. You gotta see if we can find an opportunity to do something else. I continue to be shocked by what was happening to MOB after that inflection point news.
Let me add some.
Wow.
I don't know if I want to try to catch a falling knife.
Oh, that is crazy. Well, SNES Tech is holding up before our interview. We got 1 hour till the interview on SNES Tech. And I sold Pew at the low of day. The air is holding up here, but because of the market, man, I hesitate to re-enter.
Yeah, I mean, you may find. I'm trying to find a nice, like, solid support, but
Even gold is pulling off now. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep gold for. I mean, how can it not go to all-time highs now? How can it not? Look at that. That's beautiful. With the RSI being still not overbought.
All right, this is going to turn into a very bloodbath of a day.
For me today with MOB and the same two things that killed me yesterday, the same two things killed me today. I should.
Well, nicely today from those calls, but took a little hit on those tests. I mean, I even reduced half yesterday, and I still got crushed. Well, I think this thing can still come down another $2.
Which one?
Qs.
Oh. Yeah, guys, the reason I'm not flipping the Qs is I don't do indice trading unless it's like, man, I called the indices. Remember back during the tariff crash, how accurate I was with the QQQ calls? It was crazy.
QQQ calls, QQQ puts. He was calling levels to the penny. I remember it was like 525 or something on QQQ, and you're like,
every single day. Like I nailed like the high and the low like every single day for like 8 days in a row. It was like insane. But like that's the only time here's a big pullback on gold. Do I buy the dip? I'm not gonna sell. I'll tell you that. Do I buy the dip? That's the question. Let me just check what TLT is doing. TLT is up. Interest. It's more of a flight to safety than an interest rate thing, but I still don't know what Powell said.
Yeah, I should have. I couldn't find it. He said nothing about him resigning.
No, about like just bullishness or dovishness.
Yeah,
Interest rates.
I was looking on X, but nothing. Yeah, now gold is coming down too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy the dip. Just to figure out which one.
Yeah. No, we have like another $1.50 to go on the Qs.
I'm gonna go to July 28th.
Level
315. I'm getting July 28th, 315 calls on gold right here on this dip. Just got that.
right around there. Yeah.
Man, but the thing is really killing me again. It's just that BTB and MOB. It's 2 days in a row. Jeez. I didn't cut them.
I haven't looked at it since we talked about it was KSS. Well, good thing we didn't trade KSS. Gold.
I mean, I didn't see any.
Look at that. You called that one perfectly.
Holy crap. It's still up 25%.
Look, as soon as I cut my Tesla, it's coming back. Nice. Well, whatever.
I cannot believe MOB is down on this news. I just can't believe it. Jeez. Look at that flight to safety in PBI.
If you guys have if you guys have any things you want us to check out, let me know. What time? Oh yeah, that came out at 10 a.m.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments now. Sorry, guys. Lots of SNES at the open. Someone said, "I like its current level. Won't be surprised to hear some good news today from the CEO." But they did tell us that they can't say much because earnings coming up. But again, they can reiterate stuff from the past. I can try to squeeze hints out of them. So we'll see. All right. Holding anything after the open market seems interesting. Okay.
Let's see how much those.
So we'll talk more about SNES as the interview approaches. BZAI back up. Whew, that's one I didn't sell at the low of the day. Kept that one. And MOB is still getting destroyed. Holy crap. This thing is so cheap. $23 million market cap for this company is ridiculously cheap. With a production order yesterday, Going to high scale production. Don't get it. I get it. I mean, I know what the market's doing, but I thought it would buck the market trend. BTBT just getting destroyed. Below that trend line now, into this gap. So the next target here, it could go to 294, man. Could go to 294. You do have these big moving average supports lines above that, though, that might hold it instead, which are 304 to 306. Next support is 304 to 306 on BTBT. Yeah, I'm still hopeful. Look at this, the relative strength. I don't have a huge PBI position in my trade account. In my retirement account, I do. In the trade account, I think I have $12 call options that I've been intending to ride into the earnings report, or maybe sell half, before the earnings report. So I'm still riding those decent sized position. Again, it's just not enough. It's just not enough to make up for the damage elsewhere, especially BTBT and MOB. Air holding up nice, but I cannot be aggressive in this market with air. Can't be aggressive in this market with air. It was a good trade for us. I don't want to give it back. THC, man, I was up 100% on those THC calls. I should have taken it. Look at PBI really performing well and breaking out.
Yeah, I'm talking myself on mute. I said, look at open, complete V-shaped recovery almost.
Really?
Yeah, it's tilted to the upside now. What's to the downside?
Wow. PBI, I'm up 30% overall on these call options. Wow, look at open. That's craziness. Wow. I'm not trading that. There's an investor call on DYNX right now, apparently. The ETH machine that's merging with DYNX.
We may have found support there on the Qs.
That news came out yesterday. Man, air is looking really good. I got to be honest with you. It's looking really good for a second leg up here. RSI bottomed out, pointing up now above these moving averages on the 1 minute. It's looking superb. Look at it go. I don't have a position, just commenting, wow, looking great. Maybe for a move back up to 2070 to 2080, but we're already there. We're already there. That happened fast. I can act on that. Well, at least my retirement shares are up on air today. Got a nice big chunk. I'm up on BZAI at this point. Let's look at the 30-minute chart. You know what? Maybe it's time to scalp trade. I'm tired of this market. 507. I'm going to take an 8-cent scalp. 508. Got a 9-cent scalp out of that. $450. Let me see if we can get a re-entry.
There we go. Yep, that may have been the bottom for now.
Yeah, I see it in the individual charts too. Things are starting to stabilize.
LGS.
What's that? Dougie Fresh Picks. Oh, did he send their studio link out to all our analysts?
Yeah, they have it.
Okay, so maybe hopefully someone jump in. We'll see. We gave the links out to Dougie Fresh and the Godfather Knows and our Rockstar options trader Yosef and Ross. I know Ross has he's usually working, but I'd love to hear from him. We got 2 more hours here. You can even banter with us maybe we'll keep the SNES Tech CEO interview a little more informal this time, maybe. If people show up, maybe we'll have everyone on it. Make it like a panel discussion. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
Just to make things a little more fun today. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, look at that. I saw P at the bottom of the day. Man, Pew is just so... It's hard to know, man. It's so tempting. I got into it yesterday. I got shaken out of half of my shares. I got shaken out the other half this morning. It's just the market conditions that's scaring me. If the market were stable, I think I would love to... I'd be more convicted in just holding Pew down here after 3 days of up here. You guys saw me do that live on air in the 20s. That was beautiful. It seems like a good spot, but its market makes it really tough, man. Yeah, I'm like my allocations are just not right now. Like there's no way for me to have a good day without BTBT and MOB rebounding. That's just where I'm at right now, unfortunately. I didn't act quickly enough to resolve that overweight situation.
I'm gonna grab a coffee. I'm gonna grab a coffee real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too in a bit before the interview. Let's see, those gold calls I picked up. The most recent ones were 3:15 July 28th. 3:15 July 28th. Picked them up for 203. I'm up like 30 cents on them, but it's not really worth it for me to sell. Like I don't have a huge position. But maybe I'll just take the scalp here. I have other gold call options. That was just me buying the dip, so maybe I'll do that. Hold on. Gold 3:15. Oh, July 28th. Oh, that was the one I already had. And what? Oh, that was the one I already had. $1.89 and now they're $2.30. Okay, fine. All right, I'm gonna trade around the core on this, I guess. Okay, cool. All right, so that's like good for 40 cents a contract. Bought that gold dip and sold some up here. Just trading around the core. Good. Air, come on, keep dropping, man. Let's go to like 1880. 1880 would be fun. Oh no, THC not working. Man, this THC news was sick. This thing is there's you know what? I might hold my position until tomorrow on THC if it doesn't go today. That was a good dip buy there, right? I already sold it up here though. PBI is just brilliant. And I got too much Sentinel 1, man. Shouldn't have done that. Wow, that gold dip was something, huh? Did I? Oh. Yeah, right. I didn't buy gold. I just have GDXU and gold calls. Right. See how GDXU is doing. Ooh, nice. Should have gotten more. Maybe I'll get more GDXU. How about that? GDXU. What do I get? I don't have a lot anyway, so let's get all more GDXU. Damn, are you telling me THC not working? Jeez. BZAI is now when I reload. I sold at 507. I hate trading like this, by the way, but you can see starting at the BZI, I'm like, let's trade around the quarter. Let's trade the volatility. I hate trading volatility. I look like a day trader, but I'm not the typical day trader trading intraday technical levels on volatility. That's not what I do. I make directional bets based on catalysts, looking for re-ratings. Time period where those re-ratings would work by, but they often work the same day. And that's how other people have come to know me as a day trader, is because I'm going through, I study fundamentals, I look at catalysts that are inflection catalysts on the fundamentals. They're great, this stock is going to X because we have a great catalyst that improves the fundamentals. And then it like hits my target the same day, and people like, Ben, you're a day trader. You're not a fundamental investor. I'm like, all right, excuse me for every day making like 20% in one day on a re-rating catalyst. Okay. I think I have to chase. I got to chase this back. I got to chase it back higher. Maybe I got to do that. It's just if it bottoms, the rebound can be big. So okay, I just bought back in Pew at high of day. Well, after I sold at low of day. So let's see what happens with that. Oh, cool. Come on, Air. 1878. 1874. Right, 1876 was that. Right. Nice. Let's drop another dollar. If we drop another dollar, I don't think we're going to drop another dollar. What was it open today? 1925. So that's also a support level. 1925, today's open. So let's see if we can get in at 1925. I might try that, but not in big size just because of the market. Like this news today, it's like not really new news, to be honest with you. It was pretty much a guarantee that this was coming, which is why it's one of my biggest positions in my long-term account. Well, as I said, like I'm not going to have it in my trade account because I didn't know when it's coming. So I'd rather do what I did this morning: buy at 17, sell at 21 when it does come out. But the news isn't particularly like surprising at all, and that may be why we'd see a sell-off here. It's still up 19% for the day, which is kind of why I'm being cautious, and I'd want a really big pullback for a second entry. No one should be shocked by this news, which is really not a big deal in the news. It's just a continuation of their AI product growth. But stack them up one on top of the other, and at some point the shorts may say my thesis is wrong, and I think that's what you're seeing. That's what you saw so far this morning. And PBI has just been incredible. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh, broke that proximal high there of 1255. Wow.
Well, Came up, hit another key level. Now we're rejecting again.
1296 is the next swing target of PBI. 1296. I put this out in the morning note this morning with those two targets. I gave you a 1255 and 1296 are our targets and / resistance levels for PBI before the earnings report, which is next Wednesday, I believe, at this point, or next Thursday, something like that, July 30th, after the close. And then on the morning note this morning, I said we could re-rate to $17 plus after the earnings report, but that could take, even if it's a great earnings report, it may not be a same day re-rating. It could take a couple months for 17 to play out, but 17 is the re-rating target I'm looking for after the earnings report. All right. For now, even in this market, I mean, it looks like this is going to be where we're going next, 1296. Not necessarily today, probably not today, but before earnings, which is next week. All right. So that's working out beautifully. PBI, again, not enough. Did I get back in BZAI yet? If I didn't, now's the time. Let me see if I got back in. Oh, I got back in prematurely. I got back in at $5. This would have been better at $4.90. Got back in at $5, and I really don't want to average down in this market. I'm just gonna keep it at that. Pew's looking potentially interesting for. Maybe it'll have an eye-popping kind of squeezy type action at some point. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, it'll just have to get picked up more. Kind of died down.
These type of stocks. Look at this big bid, 200,000 shares at 880 right now.
On Pew?
What's that?
What, on Pew or?
Yeah. Someone's trying to buy 200,000 shares right now at 880.
Oh, geez.
They tend to do well in down markets. These like political oriented stocks. I'm gonna get a little bit more Pew here just because I'm looking at this bid. I just got a little more. Nothing crazy. Nothing special. Still overall small position. Okay. Look at gold, man. Gold, by the way, number 2 pick of the day. Number 1 pick of the day in our morning note was cash. Number 2 pick of the day in our morning note was gold. So we prepared you guys for this at 5:30 in the morning, 5:40 in the morning, whenever that was sent out. It's before 6 a.m.
Yeah, you sent it early. I got a buzz on my phone. It was you blowing it up.
I set my alarm for 3:57 this morning.
Wow, that's almost what time I went to bed last night. That's crazy.
That's almost what time. That's almost the time I went to bed on Saturday night, which is why I was so tired last night.
Like 1:32 last night.
Pew. All right, so now we're seeing some relative strength. I don't think I put Pew in the morning note though. Let's throw our relative strength names up here. Pew and gold and PBI. Gold and PBI go first. Pew, all right. Hoping for THC to take off, but still has not worked. As I continue to get destroyed on BTBT and MOB.
Why you still holding BTBT?
Why am I still holding BTBT and MOB? Maybe too much fundamental.
Down percentage wise, what are you at now?
Too much fundamental influence from the Godfather notes. I guess that's, you know what, we kind of went through this with cores, and I did my independent research. I checked this out last night. It is really much different than these other overvalued, BMNR and SBET, right? I guess they get the star power, they have the huge premiums, for their ETH holdings, but BTBT is a sum of the parts story. There's a real business there. There's a spinoff coming for their HPC asset. I think it's an HPC thing that they own. I think they own Bitcoin also.
Yes, gold's about to be back to high day again.
Yeah. Okay. Not really surprising. Number 2 pick of the day. We got some nice. I got some nice calls, man. PBI was also in the morning note this morning. We had some bangers in the morning note this morning. Cash, gold, PBI. Let me pull up the July
I'm about to tweet all that now.
22nd morning note. Cash, gold, PBI. Then it was MSauce. How's MSauce doing? That's also. Oh, there we go. Well, wait, dude, I had a banger morning note call this morning.
Yeah,
After
you did.
MSauce. Oh my God! After MSauce, I had SNES Tech. Hold on, everything's green. And then
Let's go.
No, I got Beyond wrong. I put Beyond in there as number 6 pick of the day, and then I really got Mo wrong.
Catalyst.
I thought Mo was going to come back today and owned it. So my number 6, 7, and 8 picks not working, but number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, really working. And then of course Air became, in a way, really became the top pick of the day because the news came after the morning note was issued, and it alerted this. Actually tagged everyone in the morning note. I had tagged everyone on Air, and I said, if you don't already own this is when the stock was 17. I said, if you don't already own this in your long-term account, like, this is kind of your last chance. So I gave that alert in the long-term channel, actually. So that kind of became the top pick of the day, but we're out at 21, still didn't re-enter. I'm just still too nervous to enter with this market. Like, if this news was new, if this was the new customer, if it was a new fact that they're getting AI business or whatever, I'd probably be chasing this up. But because it was kind of known, I'm gonna wait for a re-entry, see if we can do better. All right. Gold, PBI, MSauce working. THC not working, sadly. We gotta, I gotta throw Air up here now. So what's this level? 1876. And again, that below at the open of the day, that gives us a solid red green candle. There it is. You see the solid red, solid green. That means current price is lower than the open price. It's right there. It's battling it at 1925. I mean, if you lose that, and it did lose it to 1909, then your next support would be 1876, 1875. This line, this 200 MA 1 minute, may move up and coincide right around here. We may get a chance at, and I think maybe I'll try it again. If we get to that 1880 level, and if it's touching this purple line at the same time that it's touching that candle support, I might go in for round 2 on Air in the high 18s. So let's see. Let's monitor that. But man, I'm just getting destroyed on BTB and BT and Move, and my last entry in BZA not good. Got destroyed on Sentinel calls. Overall, I'm sure I'm down today. I'm not going to look at my account value right now. Thank God I made that 8K on Air this morning.
Yeah, that was a nice little buffer.
Yeah. Wow, look at this. Look at this garbage everywhere. Wow. Holy crap. It's just a nightmare everywhere. It's pretty bad. It's bad news out there, guys. Yes, BTBT is a huge dud right now. Huge. I'm down a lot on BTBT. And right now, THC is being a dud. What the hell? Those numbers were ridiculous. I'm gonna have to wait a day too. I'm gonna give this 2 days to work out, man. It's 1028. Oh, look at his gold. At least I got gold, but I don't have a ton. Let me see how much gold I have now.
Yeah, good thing to.
Yeah.
I think I may give Air a chance if we bounce around.
I don't have a lot of gold. I got a 1.7% position in gold call options, and I have a little bit of GDXU, a 3% position in GDXU. So add it all up, it's 4.7% exposure, levered exposure, albeit, but it's not nearly enough to make up for the shit show in BTBT and MOB. Not nearly enough for that. So it's 10:30. So we're interviewing. Let me just start talking a little bit about this SNES Tech, because this is a huge winner for me in our community. You can see.
Oh, you're right back.
30. Yep. So SNES Tech, small cap, micro cap company. In fact, $16 million market cap. Please don't buy it till I finished telling you the thesis, and then you can decide for yourself. All right, or listen to the CEO and decide. I mean, look. A lot of us in our community bought the stock yesterday once the interview was scheduled, just because the CEO has done so well on the interviews, and the stock usually pumps while I was talking and after. But as I said, just a warning to that thesis is they told us ahead of time earnings are coming up in a week or two, so they can't be too loose-lipped, okay? And his usually pretty loose-lipped, like his broken news on our show many times. Okay, so, and he's been right, by the way. He hasn't been bullshitting, right? Talking about like contracts to come and stuff like that, and then they show up a few weeks later, and these are public shows on X and everything with a lot of viewers, and has been proven right each time. Man, Air looks like 1906. That was not a bad spot. I didn't want to get to that yet. 1876, but in any case, SNES Tech. As a stock, I decided to, at the beginning when we work with them, this is a paid sponsor, and I kind of gave myself a policy at the beginning. I'm not going to buy stocks that we're working with. But technically you can, as long as you disclose it, and he convinced me of the thesis. I mean, his interviews are so good, and they were following through on press release. I said, screw it, I can't limit myself by not buying the stock just because they're working with us. So then I started buying it in my retirement account and disclosing it, and it's a huge position in my retirement account right now, and it's worked out really well. Market cap 16 million. So what they do is they provide a solution to rat population control through fertility chemicals, non-toxic substances. They feed the rats just like you would put poison out. They put this food out, and it prevents them from getting pregnant. And the big news is they've been working with municipalities, with cities, testing their product. And there's been an inflection point in the last quarter or so where cities are now using this, and they did pilot testing, and now they're expanding to production. Chicago, Baltimore, San Francisco. I don't remember every single detail off the top of my head, so we'll clarify them with the CEO, like which ones have moved from pilot to production. I believe there's 2 cities that have already. I think it's Baltimore and San Francisco that have, and Chicago's on the cusp of that, and they're pilot testing with New York City. Like, can you imagine if New York City goes from pilot program to full scale, across the whole city, and you're talking about millions and millions of dollars in annual revenue on this little, 16 million market cap company. So you can see how this can quickly become, like 5-10 bagger territory if they inflect from these pilot programs in the cities to the full production programs. And by the way, they're also growing on Amazon and different retail stores and hardware stores and things like that as well, is working out for them. So it's a very compelling story. They now, I believe, have enough cash to take them to profitability, and either later this year or early 2026, they've been able to raise money through warrants that have been converted because the stock has done so well, and also an ATM that they did early on, but I don't think they've been using the ATM at all lately because they got enough money from the warrants.
Holy cow, what's this news on BLNE?
B what?
BLNE. Someone just put it in the chat.
Never heard of that company.
Neither have I. Don't see anything. I think
up 20%. Benzinga. Let me check my news feed
Small
on
market
Benzinga.
cap.
Friday, July 18th was the latest news. You said there's news? It's in our Discord?
No, someone just said wow to the. They just put
Oh.
a tick and said wow. I'm looking for news, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't trade breakouts unless there's news with it.
All I
Most
see is
likely-
they scheduled the Q2 2025 earnings call.
Yeah, most likely just someone's pumping it. Anyway, I was talking about SNES. So that's the SNES story, and they have earnings coming up in a week or two, and we're having an interview with them in 25 minutes, and we're going to rehash the story quickly for those who are not familiar with the story, and then we're going to see if we can get some insights into the quarter. You know, some insights. I'll ask in my sneaky ways and try to get them to answer in roundabout ways, so we can get some rough idea what to expect. At least, you know, if he's not going to specifically talk about next quarter, I can kind of get him to tell us what he's thinking about the second half of the year in general, right? So that's going to be the agenda at 11 a.m. on SNES, SNES. If you look at the technicals, we dip below the 20 DMA, 474. We'll see what he says. If he does a good job today, I think we're going back over 474. And hopefully we'll stay above that level until the earnings report hit, and then we'll have to see what the earnings say. So we lost our chance on air. It hit 19. I was looking for like 1870. We're at didn't quite get there.
Look at Tesla right now.
Holy crap! We had call options yesterday that we didn't keep.
I sold mine this morning.
Oh well.
Wow.
Jeez Louise. All right. Well, you know what? That's hard to predict. And we had a good catalyst yesterday morning, and our thesis didn't work. Based on that catalyst, we thought maybe we could be like up and to the right all day, and it didn't happen.
I guess this is running pre-anticipation for earnings, but earnings are after tomorrow, though, for Tesla, right?
That's right. That's right. And THC, I'm getting destroyed in now, which is pretty surprising. Pretty surprising. I'm gonna hold this for a second day. I can't. I gotta hold it. It's a gap fill here. I mean, from yesterday's close. Yeah, right here, 174.64. It's a gap fill. Gap and go. Oh man, you know what? These are August calls. What the hey? I'm gonna get some more August calls here. Options, THC, buy call options, August 15th. But this time I'm going to like 180 or 175 even. This time I'm going to 175. And I'm nervous because I'm a little bit overweight here. I got to tell you the truth. All right, so I got what I get them at 687. All right, I got 175 calls at 687 August right here at the gap fill. It's going a little below the gap fill though, which some people might just sell that. But you know, I make my decisions more in the news than on the technicals. And I might pay for it. Sometimes I'm right to do that. Sometimes I'm wrong. But I've seen many, many times on spectacular news, price action like this, and then the next day it's up 20%. Really not common, but it happens. So we'll see. Gold is exploding. By the way, Rhett, is this might be our biggest crowd ever right now?
Yeah, it is. We got a fan right now with us. You want to say hi to the camera?
I wish X would tell us how many people are watching right this second instead of the cumulative. But once we had a show like this, I forgot who it was with. I think it was with Game Square, actually. Was it with Game Square?
Yeah, it was back in August.
it was a Game Square where we had a big audience, and then there was like a problem with the stream, and we had to end it and start a new stream, and like a good 80 to 90% of the number that was showing like logged in again pretty quickly. So it's probably a good indicator that this number is fairly accurate. We're at 1,323 people, so I would guess maybe 1,000 of you are actually there right now, and the other 300 came and left or something like that. So nice to have all you guys here. So gold's working out. Should I shave off some of the? Hold on a second. How's GDXU? Yeah, I should have done options on GDXU. Oh, there are no options on GDXU. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna July 25th, $3.16, $1.67. Got those at $1.60, they're $1.93 now. I'm just gonna shave off a couple of my gold calls here right now. Maybe I can buy them back lower. We'll see. Okay.
Do you have any screenshots for me for that or no?
I'm not sharing screenshots until I'm actually winning overall. I don't want to be deceptive, man. It's been a tough 2 days. Right now I'm getting clobbered with BTBT and now THC too and MOB. So I'm red for the day. I'm sure I'm not even going to refresh my screen. But gold has been a nice winner today. Air was a huge winner today. So we've had some big winners. But overall, it's been a rough 24 hours, 30 hours so far. Okay, but let's see. We're trying our best. Let's go down below the fold, see if there's anything we're missing. You know, interesting. When we do this little exercise and we go down below the fold, Unfi, ooh, there you go. I say, usually we're not missing anything. Usually we have the top stocks from the get-go. We're at the top of our list. Unfi looks good. I have in my retirement account, but I did close out all my short-term shares on that. That's re-rating after some nice news. The other day, we have a price target on it, the 200-week moving average, 28.65. So like another 75 cents or so to go on that. Someone's saying bull is looking nice. I'm not going to chase bull right now. So yeah, looking below the fold. TMC, nice rebound after a terrible day. Ooh, Nectar. This was a big winner for us last week on this day. Wow, we nailed this candle on call options. It was crazy. But I don't want to spread myself thin. Oh, look at SPET really made a comeback. So hopefully BTBT will. But yeah, like when you have broad market rallies, you can spread yourself thin, right? You don't need to babysit stuff and things just go up. But when the market's challenging, I like to have fewer positions. Higher conviction, fewer positions, things I could like babysit a little bit more. And I'm just getting killed on THC. So just something. At this point, I got to start asking myself, is my thesis wrong? And what are people saying out there? What are the analysts saying? I don't see anything new from analysts in the news feed. Let me check X. I do see one person talking about labor costs are going up and slowing surgical volume is usually a margin headwind, but I mean, they just guided their earnings up significantly. I don't really see any high-profile accounts talking about THC. Are we the only ones looking at this? No one's talking about THC. It's just us. THC. All right, so I couldn't find anything derogatory. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold the THC. We got 15 minutes. Need Mope to make a comeback.
Someone's asking what your cost basis is for BTBT.
Well, I mean, look, it's hard to know because I traded around the core a bit, but I'd have to go calculate it. I mean, it's not so simple because I have realized gains.
Is that a new headline that just came out for Rocket Lab?
Well, look, on my common shares, I'm break even actually right here. On my common shares, so it looks like my common shares on BTBT, if you include the trading around the core and stuff like that, then 318 is roughly my break even. But I've been in call options, which I've been destroyed on too. So overall, I'm down on the idea because of the call options. But most of my position is in common shares, and I'm break even at 318. That was a quick one. Usually it's not that quick. It just so happened to be my realized gain exactly is the same as my unrealized loss. Usually it's not the same, and I got to do a calculation to calculate what my true average is. In this case, it was exactly the same, which means I'm break even on common share idea overall at this price here. I got 14 minutes. I need to pull up the headlines for SNES Tech so I can ask the CEO about it. So interesting about SNES Tech, they had warrants at $2.90, which were exercised, bringing in $4.4 million. But they induced that, and they gave them new warrants at $4.15. So there are warrants, but they're above the price is above $4.15 now. So think about this a second. Well, right, they've been shorting. Right. So with the price above 415, I don't think it makes sense for them to short against those warrants, and I don't really see them in the market selling based on the volume. So holders are playing. I'm going to ask them. They know the warrant holders, and like last time we asked about this, they kind of gave us a rough idea of who they're dealing with in terms of, are these guys transactional, or are they, well, as a CFO we spoke with, but are they like holding it for bigger gains? So we'll talk about that. Here's a gold drop here. I'm running out of time to trade around the core because I don't want to take any new trades right now before the show starts. The interview starts at 11 because I won't be able to babysit it from 11 to 11:30. Rhett, why don't you take over for a few minutes if you can?
Yeah, I got it.
You want to share your screen or?
Yeah, let me. Give me 1 second. It's this.
Let me screen share. X? Doesn't hang up the thing, does it? Oops, there it is. Oops. Whoa. Hello. There we go.
Right, can you see that?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Thanks.
Yep. Let me make this bigger, see if that works. All right, you guys should be able to see that. Working on the big monitor, so it may look. No, that's fine. Awesome. Alrighty, so let's see. Let's see if I see anything. We got Joel in the background. And cues. Let's check out the cues, see what. So we bounced off that. Nice support area from, I think that was like a pre-market. Yeah, got that little from pre-market. Also looking at the level 2 and all that. Testing this level again. We rejected the first time, came back above it. Now we are testing this level once again. Once we broke above it, now pulling back towards it. So be interesting. I'm curious to see what this afternoon holds, but from the price action and everything from this morning, it does not look like it's going to be a hot afternoon for the indices and just overall market. It's just my take on what I've been reading and looking at so far. ASTS had a nice, came back a little bit from the lows of 51.21. Then if you guys have any other stocks you want me to check out right now, then just drop them in the chat. We'll check them out. In the meantime, let's check out Palantir. Same thing. Yep, the SNES interview with the CEO is correct. Is at 11 a.m. this morning. So coming up here in less than 10 minutes. So we will get to that shortly. And speaking of that, let me change that banner real quick. All right. That's all good there. Let's go back to the comments real quick. Check out Bull again. Starting to pull back a little bit. Made new high of the day, but now we're pulling back. Another one I want to check out was AMD. I know we're not trading this one, but yeah, same thing. Kind of almost following the market there. Video. Let's see the direction we're getting with NVIDIA. Same thing. I mean, the trend and everything, most of these charts are almost going to look identical in some aspects when you're looking at these. I mean, MBIS probably is going to be the same thing. Yep. Same exact chart. TSSI. It's probably going to be the same. No, a little different. Yeah. Apple coming up. They should have. I'm talking about a chop fest today for Apple. Wow. Jeez. How do you trade this right here? You can't. That is straight chop. And then let's look at some other stuff coming up. Yeah, Apple coming up in September, I think, is the iPhones and all that. And then let's see, THC. Starting to find support here. Let's try to find support for you guys for whoever's in this trade. I'd say right around there. Let's mark this. Kind of like that level. It's also a good one too. Trying to get, I'd say right around there. If you can kind of get above that level which you're at now, that'd be nice. And then that other support was right around, I'd even say there. With the rest of those, yeah, we'll mark that level too. So that other level would probably be, move it up a little. Pulls back right around there. I mean, give or take a few cents. So that's 169.46. And then your other one is going to be 173, it looks like. Right on the money. Yeah, let's Yeah, 173. Oh, we got more comments. Sound keeps breaking up. Oh, then someone wants to see. Sorry about that, guys. What's happened there? All right. LAB. Don't really know this name.
Hey, Rec, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I'm back.
Okay, sounds good. Downgrades.
Why don't you take these 5 minutes to alert folks in our Discord that we're starting the interview? SNES Tech interview in 5 minutes and put it out on X also.
Okay, sounds good. You want to take back over with your chart?
Yeah. Thanks for holding down the fort there. All right. So we got the SNES Tech interview coming up in 6 minutes, 5 minutes. Joel Fruent, the CEO of SNES Tech, is already backstage, so we're going to start right on time. Look at this air continuing to look good here. We missed that re-entry at 19. But we might get another chance. I hope. Wow. Yeah, we missed it. It's not going to 1870 anymore. That 19 was it. All right, gold continuing to look good. PBL looking good. Pew, I've been chopped in and out twice there.
Someone asked for us to check out D-Nut, and that's Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I know Krispy
nice
Kreme.
for gap fill. Chart looks like it's starting to break out there.
I mean, look, I only trade. Listen, here's the rule of story trading. If you want to bring up a stock, you got to first tell us what the catalyst is. And that's a beautiful chart, though, I have to tell you. It's into this gap above. Oh, not yet. Almost into the gap above 361. And if it breaks that, it'll go to 418, 419. I know there's been chatter about, is it a Costco that it's doing well or something, that they started doing Costco? Earnings are in a week or two. But the relationship with, I think it was McDonald's, failed. So, look, I don't chase, and look, it may work for technical traders, great, but we're story traders here. So I'm not going to do a trade based on the chart alone. Okay, I'm just not going to do it. I need the conviction of understanding the story, tying that catalyst to the fundamentals to understand, why will the stock go up? That's what we need here at story trading to take a trade. So it looks nice. It's promising. It might be reflective of, a catalyst or fundamental reality. But if you don't tell us what that is, then I'm not going to be interested in trading it. All right. So only got 4 minutes left here. This Unfi is just doing spectacular. And air back over 19. Unfi having the long-term account, but I did not keep it on the short-term account after the catalyst of last week. Wow, I missed the re-entry at 19. Anyway, man, I just made myself a hot chocolate from this machine, and I added like Italian sweet cream to it, and it's gross. I gotta tell you, if you add those creams, you just gotta do it on a plain coffee. If you add it to a hot chocolate, the first time I ever did that, it was a mistake. Pretty gross. All right. Oh, wait a second. It looks like the CFO is going to be on the show too today. 2 for 1, or is he just going to be in the backstage? I think, this will be great. Holy folk. I didn't know this. All right, guys. This is great. You know what? Rhett, you there, Rhett? Yeah. Tag the community. Tell them the CFO is also going to be on. I didn't know that. That's going to be fun. Look at air. Jeez, I should have gone in for the second entry. It was so close. I was being greedy. This thing was like at 1910. I'm like, I'll buy it at 1870 or 1876 for 36 cents. I lost $1. Anyway, we made good money on that today. All right, 2-minute countdown, guys. 2-minute countdown. Just remind you what the SNES Tech chart, daily chart looks like over here. Had that huge run up from the lows. 543, pulled back just modestly. And what's the support level here? 446. Did it hold 446? One dipped a little below 446. Hey guys, it is the second time hearing this. Hold on a second. The sound, can folks in the YouTube chat, I want to know if it's only Jeffrey Taylor's sound is having an issue hearing. So put comments in the chat. Can you hear me clearly, or am I breaking in and out? And you know what? Maybe maybe I'm gonna go check the front end on X real quick and see what that looks like before we start the show.
Yeah, Ben, I can do that real quick. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Well, okay. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna go check. I hear it now. Sounds great to me. I can hear you clearly. It's fine. We're getting a lot. Okay, Jeff, I think you may have a problem with your speakers or something, or your internet connection. Okay.
Yeah, because everyone else can hear. Mic check.
Okay. So it's 10:59.
So if you guys are having issues on YouTube, they're saying to close it out and then reopen it. Then it's all good.
Okay. All right. So look, we're going to go for the 30-second countdown here, and then we're going to start with SNES CEO and CFO. Let's go. And then, by the way, stick around. We're going to continue live trading until 12 p.m. So we'll be with them for maybe 30 minutes, and then we'll do the live trading through 12 p.m. So stick around on the other end. We'll see you. All right. Oh, we forgot the intro music. Hold on, we got to play this. Welcome. Well, this is a real treat, guys. I didn't know both of you are going to be here, and I'm excited. You know, I've interviewed Joel a few times, just him and I. We interviewed Tom a couple times privately, but together, this is just great fun because you guys have been so good to us. The stock's been so good to us. And, you know, we have a huge shareholder base of SNES Tech in our community, Joel and Tom. And in fact, our Discord community has grown by over 30% in the last month. So that's why I wanted to have this interview before the earnings coming up in a couple weeks. So anyway, good morning. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining.
Good, thanks, Ben. Thanks for letting us be here. And Tom, it was supposed to be a white background.
Oh, you're right. I should.
Guys, not coordinated. No, I like it like this. A little variety.
Didn't get the memo here, but I'm just here to make sure that to kick Joel under the table if he says something wrong. So,
awesome. Well, look, we have a huge audience. This is our biggest audience ever. It's showing us 1,430 folks watching on X and YouTube, and that's not a concurrent number. It's an aggregate number, but based on our experience, that's probably about 1,200 people watching live right now. All right, so let's try to make the most of this here. So SNES Tech, look, over the last 20 minutes, I gave our folks an update who are not familiar with what you guys do. And I know we're going to try to be careful here. I'm going to try to set you up with some good questions because then you have earnings coming up, right? And there's not a lot you can say because of that. But when is the earnings report?
On August 7th.
August 7th. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's whatever, a couple weeks. Sorry. So we have earnings in August 7th, and that's for the quarter ending June 30th?
Correct.
Okay, great. So before we try to get into some juicy stuff, let's just do some housekeeping. Because I don't think we've talked to you since this news on July 1st on the warrant inducements. Why don't you, Tom, why don't you tell us what happened there with this 4.4 million that came in and what the current state of that warrant situation is? Oh, you're on mute. Tom, you're on mute. Hold on, Tom. You got to unmute your mic.
all right.
All right, there you go.
Here I am.
Well done.
So, we did a warrant inducement, which means that we induced people to exercise the warrants that were in the money, and the inducement we provided was replacement warrants at the then higher stock price. And so it brought in some cash, brought in without having to do a separate registration statement, and gave us a currency for future use as well, so that when the stock again gets up high, either we'll get natural exercises, or we will do another inducement. If this is just a method to bring in more cash without the dilution or the upsetting effects on the market of an S1 fully underwritten offering. And so it went very well. We have some very dedicated investors who wanted another piece of the pie. Some of them ranked up in terms of their holdings. Some of them then sold some of them. But right now, we're in a good position because of that.
So those new warrants, though, they're in the money right now, right? The $4.15 is the conversion price.
Yeah, they are in the money. They're probably not in the money enough yet to get natural inducements.
Okay.
We tend to see those when there's, at least $1 in the money, if not more.
Okay. So you really haven't seen. Are they the new? Let's see, how many? 1.46 million new warrants at 415. So are those basically all still outstanding? That 1.46.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
They all. Okay. Sounds like they all are. So
yes, they are.
Interesting. So even though the stock hit $5.43, these folks who could have made a profit from 415 to 543 decided not to. Is there anything you can tell us about the nature of these investors? You alluded to it a little bit right now. These folks who are in it now, are they transactional in nature that, like you said, they're just going to look for a dollar profit and be out? Or at this point, have they made enough profit that they want to kind of be investors in this and looking for much bigger exit? Do you have any insights into that?
It's a little of both. I mean, they're basically three major investors and a couple of minor ones. Of the three major ones, one is a very, very long time holder of the stock, a significant holder. They're not quite at the level where they have to report it, but they're getting close. The other one is also a holder, although they can be transactional and they do a little of both. And then the third of the major ones is transactional in nature. So it's a nice mix.
That's great that you know that and you have insight into who these guys are. That's beautiful. So in terms of where you stand now, in terms of cash, where does that leave? Have you had to, Pat, did he also raise cash from the ATM recently? Like, what's your total cash position now?
Yeah, I can't report exactly how much cash we have. You have to wait for the earnings report on that. But yeah, we were active in the ATM market, have been over the quarter, and have raised a significant amount there. Wow. And not to give anything away that's going to be in the earnings report, but we now have enough we have over a year's worth of cash in hand. And if you may recall, you kind of forced Joel into a statement a little while ago, saying yes, we could be profitable. We expect to be profitable sometime, or cash flow positive in 26, and maybe sooner. I think that was the piece that you twisted out of him.
And Ben, if I could add to that,
yeah.
It's a significant thing right now with this runway. Since I came on board just under 3 years ago, our runway has never been more than 4 to 6 months. And we would be running the business, but then we'd have to try to do the capital raising as well. So, we got to the point here where with the investors that wanted to invest in the company, and then with the stock price appreciation and the amount of cash we were able to get, we now have that runway that's over a year, which is really good for us from a long-term planning and execution standpoint.
And when you say over a year, that's assuming your current cash burn rate? Is that how you calculate that?
Yes.
Or are you projecting? Okay.
No. Earlier this year, we came out and we put a stake in the ground and said, okay, we're reducing our cash burn. And we didn't do anything that would impact Evolve and the projects that we're working on. We just had some development projects on other things that we pushed off a little bit.
So when you're talking about a cash runway of over a year and potential profitability, even now, we don't even need to talk about the sooner comment that I got out of you last time at like end of 2025. So even if we're talking about sometime in 2026, the runway is potentially indefinite now, right? Because if you flip to profitability, then you can sustain the company on your own without any further additional capital raises unless you need that for like much bigger growth. Is that the right characterization?
Yes, that is the right characterization. We're looking to get to this point where we could have that inflection of we got enough cash to get us to profitability, and then from there we can start taking care of it with our own cash flow from operations. That's
beautiful. Like this is a if this works out, and it looks like it's on the way to working out, I hope it works out. This is going to be a beautiful success story, for a microcap. All worked out, and glad we've been a part of it. But it looks like it's going in the right direction. So, okay, let's see what you can kind of tell us, what you can't. I think in last quarter when we spoke to you, or the last time I interviewed Joel, I also kind of forced you into a statement that we're in a position finally to see ongoing sequential growth from here. Did I, first of all, was that accurate? Am I recalling that correctly? And is that something you can stand by?
You are. There was not any percentage affiliated with that, but yes, I'm growing sequential growth. That's really what we're doing, all the legwork and the base work that we've done over the last year to get to that point.
Good, that's great, and that's also a big deal. For a small microcap like yourselves, there's a lot of volatility and lumpiness and things like that. And when you get to the point where you can have ongoing sequential growth, I mean, that's a great milestone for you guys. So excited to be seeing that going forward. All right, so now let's talk about. I know there's there's so many components to your business, but the one that's like most exciting, I think, is a municipal business. So that's where you're testing this. You're doing the pilot programs in the cities in like Chicago, Baltimore, San Francisco, New York City, and maybe some others that I'm forgetting. But the big news over the last quarter or so is that some of these have moved on from pilot programs to full scale implementation. And I think the first one was Baltimore, right?
Right. Baltimore was about a year and a half ago, started out a pilot program for our Evolve soft bait product. And they realized the fact that, 2 rats can turn into 15,000 in 1 year. And so that's why they were just saying, okay, we just can't kill them fast enough. And of course, being the only product that focuses on the birth rate, they said, okay, let's try that. They went through their own pilot program. And then they did it a little bit different than some of the other cities are doing, is that they said, okay, we want to put this into a full-scale program. And they did an RFQ, or request for quote, from pest control companies. And they awarded it to a pest control company. We shipped our first order to them. We're in communication with them on deployment. And so it's very exciting to see it go from that pilot to a full-scale program. And that's really the nature of our business, is that even though you get EPA approvals and state approvals, you get the customers that want to use it themselves in their own pilot programs. And then once that happens and they see the effectiveness of it, then they start expanding from there.
So that's full scale. And I believe there's 2 others, if I'm not mistaken. There was one overseas. Which one was it that you were sending a big container to? What country was that?
Well, I think the Hong Kong is a great example too, is that we received approval in Hong Kong. And an approval in Hong Kong is something that we were striving for. And then from there, the government said, okay, we want to put out an RFQ, because they control a lot of the deployments there. And so it took them a while to do that, but they just did that. And I'm happy to report that our distributor there was awarded the RFQ, and we're getting things in line to ship that over the next 60 days. Okay, but there was the initial container was already shipped, or they had initial shipment that was there already. One of our agreements, that container, the press release that talking about a container, but that's going to be shipped in the next 60 days, or was that container already shipped? There was one that was already shipped, and then we're going to be shipping more there. Oh wow! Okay, yeah, cool, nice. That's exciting. So we're going to full-scale implementation in Baltimore and Hong Kong. What about San Francisco? Still moving along. We have our partner out there, Pestec, that is in the middle of the pilot program and making sure that they keep the bait stations full of our product. And the consumption there has been good. And in the meantime, we've got a couple.
Is that a different program than Irvine, or is that what we're talking about right
Yeah,
now?
that's a different program. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the Irvine Housing Authority program had great results. It showed that you had 100% consumption through the first 4 months, and then after that, out of I believe it was 227 bait stations, and once the deployment, the consumption was up, and then you start to see it fall off, which means that your population is going down, so they're consuming less.
So Irvine, that's also a city that's going to full scale at this point, right?
Yeah, so we released a statement about that a couple of weeks ago, and the success they had, and now they're planning the next phase of it and the expansion.
Amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right, what can you, and we've been through this before in terms of the financial impact of all this. And every time we go through this, it's mind blowing to me. Like the numbers seem too big to be true compared to your market cap. But like, we talked about, I don't know if you want to give it a shot, because we go through like New York City and how much per block, et cetera, et cetera. But like, can you give us an idea of, let's talk about, I don't know if we can take it city by city or just an average city. I don't know, like Baltimore going to full scale. Like, what's that going to mean for you guys revenue wise?
Well, naturally, we don't like to project too much on that because typically what happens is they do it in phases, and we're not really sure about the phases. But, if you take the Baltimore and they would do half of the city, ultimately, that's worth millions of dollars in product. And so,
I mean, that's huge because you're only doing at this point like 500,000 a quarter, from my recollection, around there, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what it is.
So you're saying like just Baltimore could be millions of dollars. We're talking about, and by the way, we didn't even get to the fact that you're pilot testing in New York City. Baltimore, Hong Kong, Irvine. Compared to your current revenue run rate. I mean, these are potentially huge inflection points that can really take your company to a comfortable profitability level. I can't wait for all this to play out. I mean, am I wrong to be this excited, Joel?
No, we're very excited about it because it's the one thing that everyone has to realize is that they want to do their own pilot programs and see that it works for them. And so happy to report we had our meeting with New York City with Evolve, 100% consumption in all the stations. And that's really what they're testing for are the rats going to consume it? And what they found is that the rats really flock to it, which is one of the other things that we noticed in Chicago. So we've been doing the pilot program there. That was more of the grassroots from some of the neighborhoods. They're called special service areas. There's one, Wicker Park, Bucktown, that started deploying it on their own because they said, we don't like two things. We don't like rats and we don't like poisons. And so they were looking for an alternative. And I'll just read you the quote that we got back this week. It says, we are seeing less activity in a week than we used to see every day. And so what they're finding is this is in Chicago, and what they're finding is they've had it deployed for about 2 months now, and that's when you start to see not only less rats, but also the fact that this product keeps them around certain areas. So it's almost like an attractant to them because they have a great food source. It's made up of 30% fat. They love sugar. It's a great product for them. And we do know that once the consumption levels are there, that you're going to get control.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you always come with great stuff for us. That's beautiful. So,
I'll give you another one. If you want.
Keep going, man, because you know what? I'm fully transparent with everything I do. And I bought shares of your stock live on air before, and I just did it again. I've added more for my retirement account. I mean, it's rare for like a little $17 million company for me to buy that from my retirement account. But like you guys, you've been so honest, by the way, Joel. Like there's a lot of microcap CEOs out there that exaggerate like crazy, that like they promise the world, they say, oh, something's happening in the next 2 weeks. It's gonna scale, whatever. And then it never happens. you've been so honest, and I take your word very seriously. Oh yeah, I hear these things, so I just added more to my retirement account right now. But go ahead, give us more quotes.
So not only municipalities, but one of the initial users of the product or a group has been zoos and sanctuaries in theme parks, right? And a major theme park that we cannot name, that's probably one of the largest in the world, actually started testing the product last November. They stopped by our booth at Pest World and said, we would like to try this out. And so we made sure that they got a couple of pails of the product. And I'm happy to report that they just started putting it into full-scale implementation, where they ordered a pallet and a half of product initially here. So these are the people that are really concerned about pests in their theme park, and they realize that if they can control the birth rate, they have much less to worry about with the death rate. So it's very exciting news for us.
Joel, I love you. All right, beautiful. That's really great stuff. I mean, all right. So all this full scale implementation going on all over the place. How do you handle this bit? Like, I asked you this last time, or maybe it was Tom when I interviewed him, but like, it seems like a lot of stuff going on. Like all these international, these are big, and you're this little $17 million company. How do you do this all at the same time and win all these deals? Like, how many employees do you have, and have you been hiring people? And then just speak to a little bit about how you're logistically scaling so well right now.
Yeah, we have right now 24 employees, I believe is the right number, and we're hiring more people. We're hiring salespeople. We've got the manufacturing people that are in place that have been there a long time, and that's another exciting thing is we just had the groundbreaking. Well, it's not groundbreaking. It was the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new facility in Surprise, Arizona. So that's on our website. Check that out. We've automated our line so that human hands do not, once the ingredients are put in the mixer, human hands really don't touch it again. It goes through the manufacturing process into the pouches or the pails, and then it's packaged. So we're really excited about that. That increases our capacity by 25% by just doing that.
Wow.
So we've got a lot of really good, dedicated people that are outside of the box thinkers. And it's really just a culture is really just a get it done attitude. And it doesn't matter who's supposed to do what. Everybody jumps in and does it. And we're really looking at some other things and expansions on the sales side. But you pointed it out. It's like we looked at this and when we started doing the strategy for the business is, we have these 6 different channels, right? Pest management, agriculture, e-commerce. I mean, our Amazon business is growing 15 to 20% month over month. International. So what we like to look at is we have a lot of shots on goal. And that's really what we want to, because we don't know which one is going to hit and when, but we want to be ready for it when it is. And so far we've been able to do that. Yeah.
Wow. That's great. Why don't you tell us, you just touched on the e-commerce, like what is the most exciting opportunity with all those shots on goal? I mean, am I right in just observing the obvious ones in municipalities, or is it possible that it's something different? Is it the agriculture instead, or is it e-commerce? What would give us the greatest upside if it worked out ideally?
Well, they all have great upside, which is really good. So which one is going to hit sooner than later? We don't know, but we want to be there and be prepared for it. So agriculture is a huge marketplace for us, simply because there's so much economic damage that is done by rodents in agriculture. You have consumption of grains, contamination, you have poultry houses that are impacted by the rats and less production, egg production. So we just signed an agreement with a distributor that really focuses on that. And they've done 3 different trials already where they went out and deployed into different agriculture facilities, and that's working well. We just moved into our second phase with the world's second largest sugar producer. In phase 1 was all about consumption. Phase 2 is all about now placement and how do you keep the rodents away from the sugar cane. And so we've got our field team that's out there this week and advancing that. So agriculture is huge, and it's not only huge here, it's huge on an international basis. And so we've, last couple of weeks, we've signed on a couple more exclusive distributors. We've gotten a couple of more orders there in place. We're working on a very large order for Australia and New Zealand. So to answer your question, we have a lot of great opportunities. We just got to make sure that we're there when they happen.
Awesome. That's crazy good stuff. I have one more question from myself, and then it looks like there's a couple questions in the audience. And if there's any final words you want to add, we'll squeeze that in before 11:30. But if there's any questions from the audience, go ahead and put it in the chat. There's already 2 of them there. My question for you is, what's the end game in terms of, shareholder return, capital return? Either you can speak to it personally if you want, both Joel and Tom, or from a board perspective. Like, what would you like to see happen at the end of the day? Are you going to grow into just a sustainable, larger business and you're here for the long term? Or do you want to sell? Like, what's the exit? Or are we going to get dividends? Like, tell us what the end game is here.
Tom, do you want to handle that? I'll tell you
Tom,
first.
Tom, you're on mute. You need to unmute.
For Tom, before Tom gets on, is we've got milestones. The first milestone is let's get to profitability, and that's really what we're focused on. And we really believe that once we get to profitability, you're going to see the company really scale up. And we want to be a standalone, very profitable company that keeps growing, because there's other things within the pest control industry that we know we can do once we get to that point. We do know, however, that as we do that, there's going to be interest from other companies in looking at some type of arrangement with us. But we got to really focus now on, okay, let's finish this year very strong, get to profitability in 26, and then there'll be a lot of options for the company going forward.
That's exciting. Wow. Hey, you're talking about a big TAM, a big business with a tiny market cap. It truly is 10-bagger potential territory. Tom, did you want to take a hack at that question also?
I think both Joel and I come from a background of building companies. That's what we do. That's our passion. And the best way to be an acquisition target is not to be looking for one. So yeah, as Joel mentioned, our focus is on building this business and building it as well as we can. And at the end of the day, we'll do what's best for the shareholders. But our focus is on the business.
Got it. All right. Sounds good. We got a couple questions here from the chat. We have a ton of, what does vols mean in Michigan? What is that?
Vols.
What does that mean? Will this work here?
It's not the Tennessee Volunteers. This one. This is a rodent-like creature.
Oh, okay.
It's not on the label for voles, but that is one of the questions we get all the time. Right now, we're really focused on rats and mice, expanding the business. However, our product development team continuously looks at other possible solutions that we can come up with for other creatures.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. Here's another question. Is there any indication that rats will evolve genetically to be more tolerant to your solution and thus making it less effective over time?
The answer to that is no. It's all natural ingredients. There's not an ingredient that we have, especially the active ingredient, that they can become resistant to. It's worked through their system. I come from the mosquito control industry where there's a lot of issues with resistance. And so we've been through a lot of different things with resistance, and there's nothing that would be even remotely related to resistance here.
Okay. That's all I got on my end. Again, earnings August 7th? August 7th?
7th.
August 7th. The earnings August 7th. Any final words you guys want to add?
Love being on the show. Thanks to everybody out there. Keep the questions coming, ideas coming. We really are focused on our core business and then growing into the future with other things that we can add to it. But we have a lot of good momentum right now. a lot of people that are using the product out in the field, and that's the first step. Sometimes it takes longer than we would like to do these trials, but then the payoff's big afterwards.
Awesome. Sounds good. And as usual, every time we do an interview with you, everyone just laps up what you say and the stock is soaring. So the trend is your friend. It continues. So good job reporting to us. I can't wait to listen to the earnings report here in a couple of weeks. Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Awesome.
everyone.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, let's stick around here. We're going to do a little bit of live trading for you. That was beautiful. Is Rhett back on?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Back. Well, that was fun. I mean, Rhett, what do you think?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, their product, I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, you have UC Irvine. I mean, you have all these internationals. I mean, then they have, you also forgot the other one was the BCI. So that was 8,000 stores, I believe, too. So there's a lot of things happening right now for the company that
Nice.
looks good for their future.
I
and
added more to my retirement account here today at $4.74 as they were talking. I can't have enough of this stock. This is crazy. So that was fun. Good stuff here. Looking at the technicals, we crossed back over the 20 DMA at $4.76. The RSI looking really good. The RSI is not overbought yet. So there's a potential for the stock to go back up there and challenge 543 before the earnings report, which is looking really nice. So, all right. So that was, hold on. Never understood Big Rat. Okay.
There was another one about what about patent protection. I think they mentioned that in the other one. I think they have a few filed, if I remember correctly from that.
Okay. I mean, there's so much to talk about. Maybe we can ask about that next time. The IP, we did ask about it once, but we can always refresh that. So anyway, we'll stick with you a little bit longer to do some live trading. THC, I'm getting murdered on right now. This one is not working out. I added more on the gap fill. Not working out. Gold is working out, doing well. Is it? Maybe I'll take a little more gold profit here. Let's see. GLD, man, calls today, but also a couple bad ones. So overall, I'm down modestly for the day right now, sadly. But these gold calls are doing well. I'm in the 180s. I'm in the 316 and the 315s. 167, 186. All right. I want to take some profits on this week's 316s, and I'm going to keep the 315s for Monday. All right. So I just took some more gold profit. How's GDXU doing? GDXU is looking great at the high of the day, continuing to push. And gold is working well towards my prediction, 317.63. We said early this morning at 5:30 in the morning, we told you I see gold. What was it? How much was gold when I put that out? At 5:30 this morning, gold was 312. And I told you I think gold can break 317.63 and imminently. So that prediction well on its way, I believe, to working out. All right. PBI continues to do well. Pew not really breaking out yet. Yeah, I'm getting hurt on THC and BTBT, trying to make a comeback, getting hurt on MOB. So mixed results for me here today. I'm still in BZAI. My last entry was $5. So I'm looking for a second exit on that. Getting killed on Sentinel. Not huge, I mean, whatever. I did more than I should have. Call options with that PNW rumor. All right, I've talked a lot. Rhett, what's on your... Oh, look, a little pullback here in SNES Tech. 513 all the way down to 487 here now. A little bit of sell the news. This is typical. Typical to see people buying ahead of an event. And if the event's great, even during the event. And then you have those sell the news traders coming
Here
in.
we go. Let's look at Rocket Lab real quick. I don't know when this headline came out, but it just came across. Is the stock exploding or no?
No, I mean, is this the one with the Trump administration loosening restrictions for rocket launches? That one?
No, it says Rocket Lab Golden Dome has been contacted for future Golden Dome launches contracts, joining SpaceX in competitive bidding.
Yeah, I don't know. These trendy sectors are not performing well on catalysts the last couple of days, so I just hesitate to
jump
The
on
only one
that.
is continuing to make new highs today is D-Nut.
Oh, really?
Go
Wow.
back a little and
Yeah, I'd have to research that to understand what the.
Colex put a screenshot of Bloomberg for the catalyst, so you can go check all that out.
Which one for donut?
For D-Nut, yeah, it's all there.
Oh, there's a catalyst for donut.
Hold on. Well, I don't know. I'm reading it now. I didn't read it yet.
Where is it? The news channel?
No, it's just in the regular VIP.
Oh, VIP trading.
Downgrade.
I don't
Hold on,
see
it
it.
says downgrades. ESG score. No, never mind. There's not really any catalyst for this.
For donut, I mean, there may be, but it's a little bit hidden.
There's analyst downgrades on this.
Okay, I mean, there's something somewhere. It just may not be a catalyst that I typically trade on. Man, air. We were all over this. We were looking at this. We were close to the second entry. It was at 19. I'm like, I want 1870.
Some people got call options on that dip when you're looking at them. And they're paying
some people got air call options on that dip to 18. Good for them. I hesitated because of the market. So lots of opportunities to get alpha, even if you're not following me precisely. Actually, there's a lot of people. Pretty much everyone has their own way of trading and their own style of trading. And what we do is give you the analysis, and then you guys jump on it. And I'm just getting destroyed on THC. I did not do and this is a bearish engulfing. I didn't do a stop loss. Is this a low? It's below the proximal low of 166.98, at least temporarily there in the 50 DMA. What did I get wrong here? If anyone has any insights into this, go ahead and tell me why you think THC is not working out today. I would love to know why. I mean, it's not guaranteed that it's bad. I have seen things like this completely turn around the next day after significant news. But it's less common. It's less common. When you see this, it's a decent chance that there's an alternative narrative out there, some concern in the earnings report that's causing this. Haven't sold yet. I want to understand what the thoughts are out there. And then, if I disagree with those thoughts, I'll be like, let me hold another day or two. And if I agree with those thoughts, then I'll sell and take the loss. So if someone can find out what could be driving this, I would definitely like to know. I was not on the conference call, the THC conference call. So maybe that's something I have to review.
All right, here we go. King Tut. On THC, analysts say that inside that revenue, there are bad trends via surgical volumes, which they see as major negative news.
Right. That was the one thing I saw in the social media this morning. That one post was that surgical volume seems to be going down. And labor cost was the other thing. So that person on social media talked about both of them. They said labor costs and declining surgical volume. But how do you then square that with their guidance, which is up dramatically? I mean, both their top line revenue, I mean, I don't know. That's the danger of trading stocks you don't know well. You don't understand the subtleties behind it. I mean, but how do you square that? I'd like to know, someone who just looks like King Tut, how do you square that? Yes, with their revenue guide, which has got, and their EPS guide, which got significantly boosted. But I'd like to know that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a hedge eye analyst with tracker data saying the trends are not good. So getting hurt on THC right now. Unfortunately, it's basically taking back all the gains I made in air this morning. So we'll see. I may have to take my losses on it. They'll pull back. Is there a trade opportunity here at 488 on SNES Tech after pulling back from 513? Maybe. Let's see. Man, THC. Not good. I think I have to at least cut my position in half. This is just for risk management here. Taking a big loss in THC right now. Sucks
to do that. I just sold half of my position at like low of day.
BTBT making a little bit of a comeback here. Not much.
And mob as well. Yeah. So it's happened to me before, but it's worth it still. It's worth it for me to jump on these big earnings beats, calculate that re-rating valuation. It works more often than it doesn't, but it's certainly once in a while you got to take these big losses because you're
Could this
missing.
be the turn? Yeah, and then could this be the turnaround day for Berna?
I hope so. Let's
Looking at the
see.
chart.
I mean, this has been just absolute. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you get an open red candle, we have not had an open candle yet. So if you what do we open at? 21.24. If we close above 21.24, I think it can attract technical traders tomorrow. If you close above 21.24, that'll be your first day where it closed higher than it's opened. So that's definitely a turnaround signal. So if you close above 21.24, then I think you'll see a nice, hopefully big follow through day tomorrow. So let's put that at the top of the list. Good call out.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to see this level. Probably right around there. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to see where it would be a good level to watch closely. Yeah, probably right around there. So probably right around, yeah, exactly where you're saying.
What are you talking about, Berna?
Yeah, I'm looking at Berna right now.
Oh yeah, just open the 21.24. So on the chart, it'll look pretty. You know, if you close above 21.24, I think that'll be enough to take it the second day or more. Honestly, we'll see.
I'm gonna keep a close eye on this one.
Oh, I should have bought that 489. Someone bought that. Someone bought 5,000 shares at 489. Well, I gave it to someone else by calling it out, right? But
well, it's also coming to fill the gap too. I haven't traded this name in a while. I used to be all over it, but kind of let it fall off. Was XYZ block.
Big XYZ got added to the S&P, I think, Friday after the close.
Big gap up yesterday. Yep, and then looks like we could fill that gap. So another room like $2.
It's been a tough couple days for me. I've had a couple great predictions today, but also a couple bad ones, which is really offsetting them. This is a nasty candle for THC today.
Yeah, it is.
Nasty. Wow. Ooh. It's all right. You got to shake it off.
This is the all-time.
Lucid is up 10% after that deal with Uber the other day. Oh, look at that. That's a nice looking 30-minute. Wow, look, I don't know where that came. What sparked that, but I don't know if it's just follow through from the Uber deal.
30-minute chart looks amazing.
Yeah, we played it that morning. Got made some money on that pre-market. That was fun. But I've not. I kept it in the recent catalyst list. By the way, in our morning note, I have a new section called recent catalyst. I got a proximal catalyst and recent catalyst. I got to think about that wording. The recent catalyst, meaning it was not like today or yesterday. And then the proximal being it was like today or yesterday. And then what we do is we take it off the proximal list and then we add it to the recent list so people can stay informed about where you might see follow through beyond 1 or 2 days. So I moved Lucid into that section so you guys can keep track of that. Yeah, THC getting destroyed. Other people are getting killed with that too. So look, you know what? I'm not going to be right on every trade. It's all about proper allocation size and risk management.
So you stay in the game in the long run,
which is tough to do. And you've seen this in real time. I've been becoming a little bit loose on my rules, and that tends to happen after you have huge wins. We're up 15% a week. My account was up 15% per week, 4 out of 5 weeks, and then that off week it was down 2%. So after it's so natural to take more risk after a period like that, and you don't even realize you're doing it. It's just like you're in the flow and everything's working. You think everything's going to work, and you end up taking larger positions right at the worst time. That's a tendency everyone's going to have. So yeah, I gotta rein that in. I gotta rein that in here because I did take a big position in THC, did go overweight in BTBT, and because of those, I'm having a rough couple of days. So
Yeah. And then even then, though, too, I mean, talking about it with risk management and allocation sizing, I mean, you could even have a 50% win rate and you have the proper allocation sizing in your rules and risk management.
no, you can have an 80% win rate. Oh yeah, you're saying the vice versa of what I'm saying. Yeah, you can have that's right. But also, it's happened to me many times because my win rate in terms of predictions is like uncanny. Like it's probably close to 80% of my predictions are accurate, which is ridiculous. But I could do better because, you could be right 80% of the time, but if you allocate, 20%, if you allocate big in the 20% that are wrong, it can wipe out the other 80% that are correct. And look, I'm tough on myself. I'm up like 360% this year, but there's always room for improvement. And if I keep to my rules, I'd probably be up 500, 600, 700% if I keep to my rules. Well, I'll admit I'm not a mechanical trader. I definitely can get emotional. I can definitely break my rules, and that's why I'm only up 350%. So, look at this air. We missed the reentry. Oh my god.
I'd be careful going into this afternoon, though. It's not looking too hot.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got my yellow alert this morning, though.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, nothing's changed. I'm still at yellow alert here.
And I love the number one trade idea this morning, though. I think
Yeah.
that's great because I feel like sometimes the best trade is no trade, and no trade is a trade. So,
yep. Number one pick of the day was cash. Number two pick of the day was gold. Number three pick of the day was PBI, up 1.36%. Number four pick of the day was MSauce, which was up, but now it's down a little bit. And number five pick of the day was SNES. So we had a great top five pick today, but I'm down because mostly at this point I would be up if I didn't have the failed trade in THC. At this point, I'm probably losing more money in THC than I made in air, unfortunately. All right, it's 11:46. I think it's time to tell people about our community, right?
Yeah, so we've created a interactive collaborative community where people can collaborate and talk with our analysts inside the VIP chat. We also have the other trading lounge, but the best part about when you join our community is you get access to the morning note, which in my opinion provides you with alpha almost every single day, in my opinion. If you decide to roll with one of the trade ideas, just the information it provides, gives you a macro outlook.
Here, there's this morning's trade ideas: cash, gold, PBI, MSauce, and STEC.
Yeah, so there's always actionable trade ideas in that every single morning. And then we also do this every morning too, to where we're live trading with the community. We start out with the prequel with the recaps from yesterday's shows and all that. And then we go live at 9 a.m., give our overview that you guys see for the most part. But then we go into live trading almost every single day. I mean, I think we've done live trading for past 3 weeks now, I'd say, with the community every day. And that's amazing. And a lot of the members are crushing it. And then we also have Yosef that helps come in every once in a while with the options and gives us absolute bangers a lot of the time with those. And yeah, overall, it's an amazing community. And if you're looking to join a community that cares about you and is willing to help you guys, then Story Trading is the place to be.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with all of that. And you can join by going to storytrading.com or clicking on our X profile. If you're watching the stream on X, just hit that profile. You'll see the link there to join our community. Actually, our links change, right? Because let me make sure.
The link trees and all that are good. And then there's also...
we have it going to storytrading.com/Discord, which takes you to the right place, it looks like. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's all good. And then another thing I do want to mention too is I've been trading for a little while now. I started out my journey in 2018, and the group of people we're around now between Ben, the Godfather, Doug, and all them, I mean, you guys aren't going to find better analysts than them. I mean, I've been around a lot of traders and a lot of big influencers too that I've been around, and the analysis and insights that they provide to you guys on the daily is unmatched compared to anyone else. And I'm backing that up with 100% on my word, because I've been over in this community and joined with Ben now for over a year, and each day is packed with alpha, I will say. I mean, every day is not going to be. I mean, you can't be right 100% of the time because you'd have returns like Warren Buffett, but at the same time, we are giving you guys alpha that is amazing. So,
and by the way, Dougie Fresh has started writing a daily note too in his channel. So not only do you get my daily note, you also get a daily note from Dougie Fresh.
yeah, I was looking at his yesterday. Yesterday he dropped bangers. I think he went 5 for 5.
Oh yeah, nice.
In yesterday's morning note, yeah. So you guys got to check that out. That's amazing too, because that's coming from his morning, and it's coming from his late night.
He does it
show
nightly,
and
actually.
morning
He
show.
does a show, and then he does a nightly note, and then I give the morning note. So
Yeah, so you guys
something
go
for
check him
everyone.
out, Dougie
The
Fresh,
timing is
and
there
then
for
F
everyone, too.
Mantle, the Godfather knows as well, who guys give you some bangers on X a couple times, and then for the most part, a lot of his DD is going to be inside his due diligence channel, and he also alerts amazing trade ideas as well. And he brought app to our community in the 50s, and I hopped on that one, and it went over 500. So
It's been amazing. I think my biggest winner so far this year, I think, is Coors, CORZ. Might be wrong about that, but in any case, it was a huge winner, and that came from the conviction I got was from the fundamental work that Godfather did on Coors. And we'll see. To be honest with you, that's why I'm giving BTBT some rope.
and sometimes you just got to let some of those plays, let them play out for a few months, because it dipped a little on NBIS as well. He gave us NBIS in the low 20s. Look at NBIS now. Let's see what it's trading at.
Yeah, NBIS. So that one was a collaborative one where I was on NBIS the day of the catalyst from who was it? It was Citron that day. That's when it got on our radar, and we jumped on it right away. I remember specifically because Citron's a kind of infamous for being a short seller. So when a short seller, when someone really skeptical goes long, it's really meaningful. And that's why when that news story came out, I jumped on NBS quickly with a lot of other people in our community. It was a big banger for that, a day or two. And then Godfather went and did some good fundamental research on it subsequently. So it was a trade that paid many times for us over the subsequent 2 to 3 months after that.
But my favorite one of all yet for this year was ASTS.
Oh,
man, you nailed that one. That one was amazing.
Yeah, I've been all over that all year long.
Long-term share ads. I mean, I had a dollar cost average up because how great of fills we had when we added. It was like in the 18s and 19s.
Yeah, this probably is my biggest one of the year if you add up all the trades. Maybe even more than CORZ. Yeah, I've just had some amazing takes on this. The timings have been incredible. We nailed the bottom here back in February and made like a ton of money there. That was crazy. This one too. Like if you look at the chart, this one here, this big move in February and this big move here, I called them both to the T. Not only the timing, but also the targets and the levels. It was crazy. So
and on Wolf Financial's top picks of the year.
It's my top pick of the year. It's my one. I'm crushing that competition now because we did a second competition on Wolf Financial. It said, all right, so I'm winning the competition. In fact, let me share this with you because this is crazy. So let's go. Google Drive. 1 sec. Wolf Financial. Here we go. Check this out. All right. This is crazy. All right. These are year-long picks we made December 31st from all the different panelists. And man, I got to say, Wolf Financial himself is on my heels here with Hood, Robin Hood. Wow. Robin Hood's up 175% this year. Wowzers. Okay. Yeah, so I'm winning. I was crushing it all year, but his catching up. I'm 115% between my top 2 picks, Root and ASTS, and this Robin Hood at 175% is on my heels. But we did a second pick for the second half of the year, and check this out. Second half of the year, I picked Air and ASTS again. Air, oh, look at that. Already, in just 3 weeks, up 30% on that pick. So I'm leading both the competitions among a whole group of people, including Jaguar Analytics and Nick Drendel and Real Pristine Capital and Michael Naus and Stock Market News and Jordan and I Love Stocks. We're crushing all of them. They're all good. All right. But we're at the top of our game over here. So we give you that. That's a taste. You get that taste on Wolf Financial Spaces, and you get the whole shebang in our Discord just by going to storytrading.com. All right. And with that, I'm tired of talking, Rhett, unless you want to say something else.
No, that's it. I mean, we have another meeting coming up, so we probably got to log off here in a minute.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of personal meetings too late into the afternoon. I got a busy afternoon. All right. So we got to get going. 1,749 people right now watching. Appreciate all of you. Make sure to follow us on X and to join our Story Trading Discord. We'll see you there. Take care, everyone.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.